the link once it pops up. Always takes a little bit to warm up. There we
Yep.
go.
Wrapping up the last jobs.
Mm-hmm.
How long have we been doing this for?
According to my archives, 6 months.
Wow.
Yep.
Long game.
And it's going to get even longer by the 31st.
Just remember, this could have been a lot longer if I didn't specifically come in.
Yep. You couldn't even manage your stores. You had to bring in your cousin.
In this case, the boyfriend. And I'm going to start this off saying, I'm a silly Kitsune.
Oh. Why is that?
This time.
Yeah, just give me a second. Yeah, this job, clean the recreational vehicle again. You realize that there's something off about this?
Apart from the fact that it looks completely unharmed and unscuffed, looks completely clean.
Yeah, well, let's not also forget, my transport is dirty and making me so sad. Which isn't what usually Harper. And remember, during one of the last few jobs, he said he lost his phone.
New number. So, this is Harper's old number.
Yeah, which means someone else found the RV. And the phone.
You think this might be a trap?
Well, let's not forget, there's also the volcano issue. But yeah, last time we started doing our last few jobs, starting with the giant finger and the fishing boat, where we figured out where all the cats went.
Not to forget the boat.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I think during that time we also cleaned up a stunt plane too.
Yeah, we squeezed that in somewhere.
Yeah.
Probably before the finger.
But now it's time to clean the RV that we cleaned up initially for Harper.
You got $2.50 in your pocket and nothing left to lose.
Yeah, I've been restocking on soap.
Soap.
Yeah, and of course, once again, I am here with the eccentric Mr. Chaos.
Mm-hmm. I am here.
Yep,
to
and
helpfully get to the last bit here.
Yep, and the always fearsome Linkzilla.
Scrub-a-dub-dub.
So let's begin this. And whoo boy! Pop culture has been going nuts in the media.
Tell us all about it, Kitsune.
First of all, let me just recheck this spam call.
Spam call?
It's coming from Pennsylvania. I'm not that stupid.
You guys want to know something ironic? I've been basically trying to reach like a recruiter for a job that I've been applying for the last few months now. They finally called me back this morning, but the problem is my phone has this potential spam. What is? Did the van? I get the what? What?
Can you guys just invite me in already?
Hold on, Chaos. It's 1 p.m. in the afternoon, but I need a drink.
It wasn't an RV that we were cleaning up.
Yeah.
Can I just get to see with my own eyes, Gay?
Yeah,
Sure.
let's let Chaos see this. I just hate the...
Yep.
Something tells me there's no Scooby-Doo villain behind the mask this time.
Nope.
Sound off, eccentric Emerald One.
I'm loading in. I'm loading in.
There
For
is.
whatever reason. Oh, 1 second. Good. Somebody sent me a message. So right back.
He's trembling. He's trembling.
No, I think it's a result of like another glitch that he's constantly like spraying water without, actually spraying water.
Yeah, I know, but let me have this. It
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah,
I don't think he's seen it yet. He needs to react. How much you want to bet that it's a text basically telling him that he needs to walk the dog again?
mm-hmm. Anyways, while we're waiting for Chaos and
How about you basically go check out the van, see if what I've told you is right.
I don't think, but it does seem a little different.
Basically, like, what I've been told is that with every single level, the logo and the name of the company changes. Like, PowerWash Services. Is there anything on the other side?
No, it's the same thing.
Because I basically have seen, like, the name being Dr. Power Washer, and, like, each name has some kind of pun on cleaning, so...
I probably was not paying attention to that.
Well, of course, Savannah's in the background.
Anyways,
But yeah, Dr. Power Washer is why certain characters call you Doc.
makes sense. I kind of like the sound of that. Anyways, as I was saying, hey, House, are you still there?
We've lost him. He was so overcome by the sight of it that his brain completely shut down. He is in a completely catatonic state, and the only evidence that we have that he is still alive is the fact that his hand is trembling. We're going to have to feed him through a tube from now on. You know what's ironic?
Oh, he's there. Anyways, Chaos. Look,
Yeah, I just see the RV. So what?
He sees the RV.
I think he's.
You might want to keep watching, pal.
Are you actually seeing an RV?
Yeah.
Just wait.
Apologies for the deception. Relax. This isn't an alien invasion or anything weird like that.
Eh?
Cerulean sky.
We're simply time traveling scientists from the year 2278. We're basically cleaning a time traveling spaceship.
It's a flying saucer with
Guys,
legs.
it's a recon. It's a recon vehicle. That's what the RV stands for.
Okay, I'm going to hit him, and I don't think I'm going to stop.
Let me get to him first with the power washer.
Okay, so not to basically commandeer the conversation, but the idea that basically this is supposed to be a time machine with time travelers from the future, and it just so happens to look like a saucer with crab legs. Yeah, this could be another pop culture reference. I'm not 100% sure because, well, it could just be an extraordinary coincidence.
Yeah.
But,
Sorry.
but the thing about it is that, and here's the extraordinary coincidental part. If this is a pop culture reference, it's referencing a Godzilla movie.
Ah.
Yep, the Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah from 1991 features basically a UFO landing in Japan, but as it's discovered, it's not, the UFO doesn't contain aliens, but contains people from the future. Their mothership just so happens to coincidentally look like a flying saucer, which kind of basically resembles this.
Well, there you go. You got your Godzilla reference, Link. Happy?
I'm a bit freaked out, honestly. Granted, their mothership was much bigger than this, but I just find that so strange. It's so coincidental that it can't just be mere coincidence, can it?
Anyway, speaking of pop culture, we got the good, the frustratingly bad, and the bittersweet. And I'm going to start with the bittersweet. If anyone's been paying attention to Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, all sorts of social media since yesterday, oh, hang on, Cerulean's talking to me. Someone hit us using technology that even we aren't familiar with, disabling our entire systems with a strange substance and forcing us to crash land.
The statue.
Mm-hmm. Until our vehicle is completely clean, we're stuck here. Okay.
Oops. So we're stuck here, ladies and gentlemen, and stuck together thanks to you people.
Yeah. Also, it could do with a wash anyway. Let's Chelsea has been long overdue for a saucer wash. Anyway. Okay.
I'm not bringing a sauna out here.
Okay, before I'm interrupted again, Charles Martinet, the lovingly voice of both the Mario Brothers and the Wario Brothers, has basically been retired and became the Mario ambassador. Yeah, he's stepping down from doing voice work for Mario, and it's basically going to be like traveling around to still meet with the fans and whatnot. At least that's what I'm assuming his role as ambassador is.
I just find it so ironic that all this happened after the Mario movie came out. Everybody was saying that he should have been the voice of Mario in the movie, but they wanted to go with Chris Pratt. Now he's basically just stepping down from the role.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the guy's been the voice for like 30 years at this point, so I think it's been pretty much a long time coming.
What I find incredible is that we've gotten to the point where Mario has been voiced in games for that long. I mean,
Yeah.
what was the first game that he actually had a voice? Mario 64?
Yep. Oh, hang on.
Do you really? Alright.
We came here to solve the historical mystery as to why Mount Rushmore suddenly became so angry, but then it just as suddenly stopped. It is not known to you guys yet, but Rushless is the master key for the Pacific Ring of volcanoes. When it blows, they all blow. And last time that happened, we said goodbye to the dinosaurs.
Well, technically, yes. Not necessarily, but, like, not goodbye. There were a lot of species that did go, but they did survive that.
I don't know, Link. How many These guys are time travelers. Maybe they know something we don't.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
not even Big K wiped them all out at once. It took like thousands of years, maybe even a few millions, to finally see the last of them. But go on.
Is it wrong that when you said Big K and brought up dinosaurs, the first thing that went to my mind was Kathleen Kennedy?
At this point, I wouldn't be too surprised if she had like somewhat of a hand in that.
It was
She's trying,
me.
gang, but it's going to be a million years before her impact is well known.
It was me. I wouldn't be surprised either. She is an unbearable force of destruction that.
Oh man! After what happened after all the discussions last week, I think we all needed that laugh. But yeah. Anyways,
with Charles retiring from being the voice of Mario, I think that basically, well, it opens up an interesting conversation because, I mean, I've heard that Nintendo is basically going to take a step back from having voiced Mario characters in their games, but I honestly don't think that that's the right way to go, unless they basically just use previous sound clips and just play like Mario going through the motions over and over again, which honestly might not be all that bad, but
yeah,
I think that basically having Mario go mute from now on would be a bad thing. So, were you about to say something, LT?
Yeah, I mean, I was about to comment and said, I mean, they probably have like 30 plus years worth of voice clips from everything anyway, so I wouldn't be too surprised.
I wouldn't even be surprised if they have clips of Charles talking as Mario normally that they could use.
Yeah. My point that I'm getting at is, here's basically a topic of discussion that's basically been hotly debated. The idea that what if a corporation basically creates an AI that can basically generate an actor's voice? They basically take sound clips of that actor basically saying all kinds of words spoken, they feed it into a machine, and this machine can create literally any kind of phrase, word, or sentence using this actor's voice. Now, basically speaking, we know that this kind of technology is possible because Disney has basically announced that with James Earl Jones going into retirement, he has basically agreed to allow Disney to create an AI generator for his voice so that he can... Ooh, message.
Yeah. We flew in close to the volcano in dead of night, FYI, with just a few lights on. We were spotted and shot down by a jet plane, and now this timeline is all over the place.
A jet plane?
I have
Who
a
do we
funny...
know has a jet?
have a funny...
We've cleaned that jet.
Yeah, doesn't Blake Thrust, his jet has that laser on it, doesn't he?
Yeah, our data now suggests our Mount Rushless has passed the point of no return and now is going to blow. Ooh.
Oh,
so,
dear.
I have a feeling by cleaning up the spaceship, we're going to fix things.
Pyroclastic fury.
Yeah,
okay,
what we were talking about? Oh yeah, Mario, AI, James Earl Jones.
Yeah, so basically with this, James Earl Jones can continue to basically be the voice of Darth Vader, even though he's now basically retired. And, well, it's created a kind of controversy because it's like, if technology has gotten to the point where we can recreate actors' voices, and CGI has gotten to the point where we can literally just recreate actors' faces and place them onto body doubles, it's getting kind of into a messy gray area where it's like, this corporation now technically owns the likeness of this person, and they can now basically do whatever they want with it. They will own this person for eternity, and that basically has got some people squeamish in a lot of ways. However, I honestly don't know where I sit on the fence with it, because in a lot of ways I can really only see the positives of this idea, because no offense, basically, like, ever since they started making Star Wars movies again as far back as Rogue One back in 2016, that was 7 years ago at this point, I have basically noticed that James Earl Jones's voice has changed The man is basically approaching, what is it, like 90 years old at this point. I basically sense that with every single word he's speaking, he's very, very tired. He has to basically take a gasping breath in between lines that they're basically like editing out of there. So, and it just basically comes off like he needs to retire, he deserves to, because he can't keep this up anymore. And that's never more evident than with Mufasa in the live action, quote unquote, Lion King remake. I mean, you compare that to how he was 25 years ago, there is no comparison. He just, not only does he sound incredibly tired and winded doing Mufasa, he sounds bored doing it as well. So the guy definitely deserves to retire, but it would be a crying shame to lose such a prolific voice actor. Having this technology basically kind of immortalizes him to the point where he could technically be around forever. So then, is there a line that we even need to draw? Because personally speaking, I actually enjoyed seeing Peter Cushing return as Grand Moff Tarkin posthumously in Rogue One. The man died friggin' decades ago, but seeing him in Rogue One again was kind of a nice little treat. The same can't really be said for Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia, because she literally had just passed on that, like, at the moment that the movie was while it was in theaters. But anyways, the point is that, I don't know, like, say with Jurassic Park, like, Richard Attenborough has died back in 2019. I honestly think that if we could get a new Jurassic Park movie that actually recreated Richard Attenborough with CG just so that we could have John Hammond on screen one last time, I'd be okay with that. I think that that would be a nice little swan song to what was a very great and prolific actor who gets this one last chance to say goodbye to a great franchise. But
yeah, well, unfortunately, I'm actually kind of on the fence that it may not be a good idea, because just recently, House and I saw this video.
Yeah.
Which is basically a fun little video, which is a fan-made project involving Scooby-Doo and Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, is that like it's like that's them fighting or running away from Springtrap? Is that right?
Yeah, that's the video.
Right. And it plays like completely in tune to a Scooby-Doo cartoon, so...
And this isn't just any Scooby-Doo cartoon. No. This is like the OG Scooby-Doo cartoon from the 60s.
Well, if anybody could solve that convoluted mystery, it was those dang meddling kids.
Well, here's the thing. The creator of it, who is a college student and did it for fun, used AI voices for some of the characters.
Uh-huh.
And the only money he spent is paying a TikToker to do Shaggy. He did Scooby himself.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah, well, you have every right to say that, because a professional... Oh, boy. Cerulean, seriously? By the way, how was our early 21st century parlance? Most of the anthropological archives were lost in the Second Martian War of 2145.
Martian War?
And how nice is Red Velvet Cake? We're defo gonna replicate that long lost recipe if we manage to get back to the future. Okay, apparently they have a sweet tooth.
Apparently Red Velvet goes extinct in the war against that's the fun part, like when you say Martian, just to go a little off topic. If you don't know if they're referring specifically to Martians, people who colonized Mars and then, rebelled against the Earth government, or
actual Martians. Well, considering that we were on Mars a few months ago and the Mars rover got booted, I would think that, yeah.
Anyways, a professional voice actor decided to slam said college student for using an AI voice generator for Daphne. And please note, this guy's only in college. He doesn't have the money to pay professional actors.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you think? This is a situation of some snobby elitist basically making a big deal out of nothing, or what?
Yeah, but at the same time...
Because, I mean, what exactly was this kid going to do? Spend his entire life savings to get Grey Delisle on the phone and have her phone in her performance for, like, 20 minutes?
You know, now that... Guess what? That was who was slamming him!
Oh. God damn it, Grey. I mean, I know that you're IRL Azula, but you don't have to act like her.
Yeah. So, and get this, he only went to the AI because he was trying to be courteous to voice actors, since of course he lacked the funds. He was trying to be nice. Now he's in the process of revoicing and that using volunteer actors.
So has the video been taken down or what?
No, it's still up.
Nope.
That's good, because I haven't got a chance to watch it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Honestly,
very good.
It's pretty well done. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's really well done. And it's made in the stop-motion style of those classic Christmas movies.
Oh, really? I thought that it was going to be computer-generated models.
Nope. That's how much love he put into that.
But yeah, that...
Considering he was not even old enough to see the 60s stuff while it was live, is pretty something.
It was a rerun on like other channels for some time since the 1990s.
Exactly.
Oh, I know.
I remember when I was a kid growing up, like on the occasions where I did get Cartoon Network, Scooby-Doo was basically like on all the time, and then Boomerang.
So the point is that there are some people like you who kind of like the idea, but there will be others who won't be too kind about it, so to say.
Yeah, I know that it's basically a slippery slope, because it's like at some point we're gonna have to basically ask the question, where can the line be drawn? But if Nintendo basically wants to continue using this guy's voice for Mario, the technology to do it is there. All they'd really need to do is get his permission. I just basically think that he'll need to be fully aware of what he's fully signing away, because that it'll basically be cementing that he will be the voice of Mario for eternity at this point.
Yeah.
As long as mankind exists and Nintendo continue to make Mario games, he will be the voice of Mario. Honestly, it might give some people a major ego trip. Oh man.
Anyways.
Thing's almost done.
Yeah.
Alright, now we gotta look up and figure out which part of this damnable craft is,
Well, I saw that you guys missed a whole lots of tiny spots, but... But I'm a few seconds behind, so I can't exactly call you guys out.
Yeah.
Anyways, getting into what is really the real question of this Mario games. What is your favorite mainline Mario game and spin-off Mario game? Because he's got spin-offs upon spin-offs and collaborations.
Truth be told, it's a bit of a toss-up for me. I would think that basically of the original NES Mario games, probably my favorite, I'd probably have to go with Mario 3. I feel like basically that's a textbook example of doing everything the original game did and managing to do it better, just by adding more on top of it, because now basically it's like when you get used to playing Mario 3 and having to go back and play the original Mario, it's like there's no comparison. You're basically like used to being able to charge up your running speed. You're used to being able to jump farther. You're used to being able to fly. And so having to go back to just super mushrooms and fire flowers is kind of restrictive in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Yep. But like I said, it's a toss-up. If you want to basically talk to me about modern Mario games, honestly, I think that really, I can't really give it to anything else but Sunshine, because Sunshine, in a lot of ways, it was a really important game for me as I was growing up, as I basically realized that it's so strange in a lot of ways, because it's a Mario game, but it takes such a unique spin on Mario that it's like, hey, that those circles over there, they're glowing. So, what was I trying to say? It's such a unique spin on the Mario franchise that it has to stand out in a lot of ways.
There we go.
Nice. Okay. Now for me, classic Mario, like old school NES days, mine would definitely be Super Mario World. It's one I played a lot as a kid. It's one of my favorites. And of course, it also first introduced Yoshi, who is one of my favorite characters. There we go. Modern-wise, I love Odyssey. Yeah, it was like such a fun game. I mean, when I first played that, oh gosh. When I first played that on my Switch, since it was like one of the first games for the Switch. Though technically my very first game was Breath of the Wild, but I'm not going to talk about that until you start playing. Let's see here.
I really need to get back to that Zelda marathon. I mean, the next game that I have to play is Wind Waker. How could I not like that?
Oh yeah, that was a fun game. Yep. Anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was playing it, it made me relive the days when I first played Super Mario 64 on my Nintendo 64.
Incredible.
Where's this little spot of dirt?
It's probably on like the upper ridge. Oh my gosh, there you go again.
What about you, Hayas? You got a favorite Mario game?
Oh, I actually get to answer the question. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to do guess first, then I got immediately skipped. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, no. Sorry. Anyways.
See, of the games, the ones I like the most in terms of the, I guess, traditional Mario, I really liked Galaxy. The Galaxy games. Primarily one, but I'm not a hater of two, so. Sunshine was also enjoyable, although I will admit I was terrible at actually being able to finish the games, and the closest I think I've done to classic was the new Super Mario Bros. Games, unfortunately. Let's see, but beyond that, to go into the spin-offs, Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door is my jam. Damn, it is one of the best RPGs out there that are, nice and simplistic.
Yep, the Paper Mario games, I'm actually kind of surprised at how well put together they actually are, because I feel like when they were first announced, I really kind of slept on them.
Yeah, and now they have such a cult following that people want Nintendo to make a proper sequel to those games rather than getting inventive with the Paper Mario name, as they've done ever since Super Paper Mario. Although, if you want my honest opinion, I didn't mind the Super Paper Mario game. I thought it was fine. A neat little crossover between classic Mario and Paper Mario mechanics. I did miss the partners and whatnot, and given how the franchise gone since then, I miss the partners quite dearly. I mean, especially with how I haven't played any of the other games after the fact, but none of them exactly look appealing to me, which is sad. But focus more on the good. I've played all sorts of the sports spin-offs as well, which is probably one of the few times you'll ever hear me say I've played this sports game here and there. Tennis. This games were my jam, with my favorite one being the one on the GameCube, the Mario Tennis Power something. I forget. Yeah, I know it had Bowser Jr. It's one of the few examples where he gets associated with the paintbrush. Which is weird to think, because that's the thing he debuted with, but since then they've just given him his own little mini Koopa Clown card, just have him be, I know it's stupid to say given his name, but literally just being Bowser, their mini,
basically.
in that aspect.
Yeah, I'm even kind of surprised that in Smash Brothers, he only ever uses the paintbrush as his final smash. You would think that he'd have something a bit more impressive.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
What's happening?
Bye.
Damn it! If I knew that was gonna happen, I would have been on the very top of it.
Man, they GTFO'd. Wishy, you're not gonna believe what we have discovered. Come back.
I love how this got knocked back.
Mm-hmm.
I love how the time lapse started out with the RV.
Yeah, systems are fully operational. Spectral analysis reveals trace mineral with unusual properties. There's not enough time between now and the eruption to fix things here, but we got a lead that might help us solve things in the past. You'll know we're successful if you ever see us again. You'll know we weren't if Rushless explodes and the skies go dark for 20 years. Thank you again, PowerWash Services.
Okay, that's
Well, that happened.
Yeah, that happened, and it's not exactly a vote of confidence.
Yeah, hang on. Clean the Lost City Palace.
The Lost City Palace?
Here we go again, gang.
And it's a big job, so we got plenty to talk about. Harper and I hitched a ride on the fishing boat to search where the hand in the sand was pointing, and I know it sounds crazy, but I think we found the lost city of Atlantis, only it's in the Pacific. No wonder why it was lost, eh? Should be called the Lost City of Pacificus? Regardless, it was recently resurfaced, and judging by the clams, it must be over 8,000 years old. Anyway, this place definitely looks related to those statues in the desert, but we need you to head over and give it a clean. There's a lot beneath the dirt, and that will help us make sense of it. Harper suggests getting in touch with Cal and seeing if Flo could fly you over. I hope that makes more sense to you than it does to me.
Atlantis in the Pacific. That's not Atlantis. That's Mu.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Even though, oddly enough, they say Mu is like close to Australia.
Hmm.
Or at least that's what I was assuming in terms of another game I play.
Ah.
Oh God! Be big.
Let me know if you see any turtle imagery around here.
Oh my gosh! It picked up our van!
Does the van say anything different this time?
I can't tell from here.
Like it.
Yeah, no.
Maybe they removed that feature.
Yeah. Oh, look! There's the pelican over there. Hey, look at this thing!
This is a very dangerous and precarious place to land.
Chaos! Chaos!
You dropped something.
Oh God! I see why you ran over so quick.
Scheisse.
We need to bring the ring in over there, Miss Flight Trader.
Yeah.
Throw it at the fires of Mount Doom.
Anyways, by the way, you ran over so fast you knocked over a Mooian
I
gnome.
saw it. Don't worry.
Anyways. Are you
I don't care if he's royalty. The volcano looks like Mount Doom.
Yeah.
Well, you've got your dwarf.
Yeah. Are you drooling too, Wishy? It's impossible for anywhere to smell more delicious than this place. It's like you walk into a huge bowl of shrimp cocktail where they got the Maria Rose sauce just right, a dash of Tabasco, and a squeeze of...
Is this where the smell was coming from?
Yep. Also, the number of cats at the marina was unbelievable. How we got the boat out without a host of being like stowaways, I have no idea. Well, that solves the cat issue. They were coming here. Anyways. What's your Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, your favorite spin-offs there, Chaos.
Yeah. So I brought up the Paper Mario. They were my favorite, but I've enjoyed all the sports one. I enjoyed the first two Strikers games. I'm not sure how to feel about the newest one. Like, on one hand, I could make my team be filled with all the different captain characters. On the other hand, I kind of miss the fact that the sidekicks are their own thing separate from them, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like an attempt to increase team diversity, you lose out on some of team identity that they had in the earlier games.
Yeah.
Then we got the baseball one. I don't think they've made a new entry for that, not since the Wii version, which I think had a really nice little story mode. No, they made another one for the tennis one. I tried that out for a bit. Can't say I went all too far in depth, unfortunately, on that one. It kind of lost me with how bit story mode was going, especially since it booted me up specifically into the story mode, rather than starting off default.
Hmm.
Yeah. Beyond that, Beyond Paper Mario, one entry I certainly did like was the good old Mario Party. You can't go wrong with the Mario Party after all.
Oh my god, yeah. Is it?
But that's its own separate discussion, because that has more entry than the rest of them
combined.
I would say, well, maybe combined if you count the mobile games.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, LT? Any Mario spin-offs?
That is a loaded question, my friend.
Something tells me that you've played them all.
I haven't played them all, but I played a good chunk over the years. For example, with the mentioning of Paper Mario, I also like the Mario and Luigi RPG series. I played like the first one and the fourth one mostly. But boy, are they fun. And
Funny
silly.
enough, the only entry there I played was Bowser's Inside Story.
Yeah, I've yet to play that, and I keep on hearing that that one's good.
I've heard
yeah,
good
I
things
like
about
it.
it too.
Yeah.
The way you play as Bowser in certain portions is pretty fun.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see here.
Especially the eternal justification as to why Bowser can become a kaiju at any moment.
Yeah, one thing I like about the fourth one is that it really brought a lot of character to Luigi. Why he doesn't mind, like, being player 2. Because he likes to help out his brother. It's just so sweet and makes me all warm and fuzzy inside. And
Yep.
Yeah, and speaking... Oh, sorry.
I think that for some people, it's more than enough to know that if they are just in the proximity of someone doing something great, just so that they can catch some of the golden light coming off of them, that's enough for them.
Yeah. speaking of Luigi, I also like the Luigi Mansion games.
Yep.
And in fact, the first Luigi's Mansion game was the first ever game I played on the GameCube.
I was always so scared of the Nintendo, though, that was said during the first portion when starting up the game, that I literally muted the TV during that bit. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, for me, there's no other Mario spin-off franchise that touches Luigi's Mansion. It truly was a risky move for Nintendo for launching the GameCube, their premier console for the next generation, the thing that was going to replace the N64, and their big Mario launch title wasn't a Mario game, but a Luigi game. And it was such a departure from the norm as well. The Mario franchise had ghosts in it, of course, was like the booze and whatnot, but a game where you're basically going around through a haunted mansion fighting ghosts, that is where you're hunting them down and just trying to basically ghost bust them. That was such a strange departure, and I'm really glad that when I finally got to play it, it did not disappoint in the slightest. I basically wasn't able to get it back when it first came out, but I do remember when the GameCube was first coming out, they actually did have a display model GameCube on the floor, and Luigi's Mansion demo was playing, so technically speaking, it was the first GameCube game that I played, just like LT.
Yeah.
Yep, so, and the fact that, well, the game basically was such a huge sleeper hit that Nintendo basically didn't even realize it, and it took them so long to finally figure out that fans want more of this concept. Let's finally give it to them. Took way too long for Dark Moon to come out, but looks like Nintendo is finally sort of getting the message since they finally gave us Luigi's Mansion 3. I can't wait to play that in the upcoming months.
Oh, and you're going to enjoy that.
I can't wait. I can't wait to do it multiplayer with somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Well, then, you guys keep your schedules clear. I might have to call on you. And also, really the fact that it's hard for me to tell because I am so fond of the original mechanics of the original Luigi's Mansion. The one thing that I like the most is the money system, in that basically every time you finish an area, you basically get a scorecard where all the money you've collected is tallied up, and it basically does subtly change the ending of the game to determine how well you did, because it encourages exploration and a bit more of being open with the mansion. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon's mission-based system, it's really fun and all. It doesn't necessarily promote the same kind of exploration as the first one. It does in smaller, subtle bits. As for the mechanics and controls, I have a feeling that, like, the mechanics for Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon are just the slightest bit better than the original, because it gives you so many more options for combating the ghosts that instead of just pulling the trigger and holding on, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to reel them in like fish, you can actually, like, zap them and weaken them and get them down a whole lot faster, and, well, that's something that basically, like, maybe the original game could have improved from, so that's a good one. One of the things that I definitely have been wanting for years, I never had a Nintendo DS. I basically was an old-school Game Boy kind of aficionado, and it was only basically out of sheer luck that I managed to get my hands on Game Boys when I did. There was no way I was going to be able to convince my parents to get me a new Nintendo dual-screen console. It's like, what do you want to play this for when you already have a perfectly good Game Boy to play? So I basically was never able to get a DS, and I never really pressed the matter, but I did want to play Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. And then when the Switch came out, I was basically thinking, like, you know, they basically have remastered the original Luigi's Mansion to put it on the Switch. Why can't they port Dark Moon to the Switch already? So that
Surprise!
Yep, they're finally doing it, and I find it so ironic that they do it basically like a year after I do my playthrough of Dark Moon using an emulator.
You know, it's a funny thing you said that because you want to know, you're not the only one to unintentionally cause another game to be released on the Switch after playing a different game.
Oh,
Or at
really?
least something similar. Every time Chugga Conroy starts a Xenoblade game, the sequel comes out. Or at least gets announced.
Oh, wow.
It happened when he first started playing Xenoblade Chronicles 1. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 got announced. And then when he started playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3...
2.
Yeah, 2. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 gets announced.
Man, it's almost enough to make you think that that the people are watching him, just waiting.
What makes it even funnier too, I think while he was doing this, while he was playing the game as well, they also released Pyra and Mythra for Smash.
Yeah. That's the.
But, yeah.
That's why when you mentioned about that thing with Dark Moon, I couldn't help but laugh and remembered what happened with Chugga.
Yep. I think that Chugga to this day probably has the best playthrough of Luigi's Mansion and Dark Moon on his channel. He's got so many quotable lines, like in the first level where he has to rescue Toad, and after he has the boss battle with the three sisters, he's like, "Look, Toad, I know being second fiddle to Egad is no great shakes, but I'm going to drag you back there by your cranium, whether you like it or not." That line, it kills me every single time. I'm going to drag you back there by your cranium, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, Luigi's Mansion, it's just such a different kind of game, and it's just so fun. I mean, really, when you get down to it, it's like not really necessarily a ghost game. It feels more like a fishing game, just with a ghost aesthetic. But
Yeah,
I think that it works so well.
Anyways, back to my favorite spin-offs. When mentioning Mario Party, I do have one favorite Mario Party out of the bunch.
Which one?
8.
Mario Party 8.
Yep, it came out on the Wii. And it definitely is one of my favorite games. And you could definitely tell that it was actually supposed to be made for the GameCube because of the graphics and everything.
Well, not really all that. Not really all that bad, I should think.
Yeah. But of course it makes a lot of the controls a little bit awkward, but still it's quite charming. Especially with how it does its stages. One of my favorite stages is called Shy Guy's Perplexed Express.
It was censored outside of the US, I believe.
You're kidding.
Yep.
How?
Because one of the words that they used for the train was making it go spastic or something is,
Oh.
yeah. I
Well,
trust I need not go into detail as to why that may have been, in some cultures, not the best word to use.
Ah, well. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Well, Perplexed Express flows a little more, and as Hayos points out, it involved a train, and my family's like really big into trains.
And so
I
is
know.
us.
More or less my dad. That's being part of his whole business thing.
Yeah. Jeez, so many little nooks and
Yay! I got the
crannies.
main statue clean at long last,
Nice.
and I got the backpack. Why does the statue have a backpack?
Huh? That's weird. Anyways, another series, another
Oh my
spin-off.
god!
What? Is it a
Come
giant
over here.
gnome?
I just realized the secret identity of this person here.
It's
What?
not Cthulhu, is it?
Not quite. Come over here to the statue.
Yeah?
Alright, jump on the knee and look at his chest.
Hello.
Well,
gosh, it's the PowerWash symbol.
This is getting a bit weird.
I think these are our ancestors.
Somebody
Hello, Nathaniel.
Somebody basically called Matt Pat, tell him his theory is bogus.
You wanna know what else is funny?
What?
The fact that it's a red lightning bolt.
Yeah.
It's a red yellow. It's a yellow lightning bolt on a red circle.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, our ancient Atlantean predecessor, as it turns out, was also the Flash.
Anyways, what was I saying before? Oh yeah.
One
Another
second, I gotta get something done.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Another spin-off series I like is the Mario Kart series.
Of course.
One of those games I've been playing a lot recently is Mario Kart 8.
That's the latest one, right?
Yep, and it has its own little not battle pass, season pass system that I thankfully did get because I'm part of my sister's family plan for the Nintendo Online stuff.
Oh, so they have family plans.
Yeah. Yeah, and depending on how much all extra stuff that you want in it, it does get a little more expensive. So, my recommendation, get a family plan and see who all else wants to join on you, and definitely agree on to how much they're willing to chip in every year. That's my recommendation anyway. Trust me, it'd be easier on everyone's wallets in the long run. Anyways, so yeah. And of course they recently started like getting out more drivers you can play as, and of course more courses you can ride in from all across all the Mario Karts, including the mobile game, and adding in a few unique ones of their own. Like for example, one of them gets you driving through someone's bathroom.
Hmm.
And I'm not just talking on the floor. No. This is Mario Kart 8 where you're flying and having anti-gravity. You're going into that toilet. You're going down the drain. You're going in the bathtub.
Wow.
Yup. And you're slipping around on soap. They went the 9 yards with the bathroom. Forget the kitchen sink. Mario's got everything in the bathroom sink. So yeah, and of course one of the ones I like playing a lot in my earlier days is the one on the Nintendo 64. We never had the first one that officially came out on the Super Nintendo. Our first Mario Kart game was on the N64.
Isn't that the one that basically had like the Mario Party game where you had to spin the gray analog stick so much that it could burn a hole into your hand?
No, that's Mario Party 1.
Ah.
See you, Nathaniel. So yeah, that's Mario Party 1. Thankfully Nintendo learned from that and not only provided gloves, but did very few games like that since then. Though some people still do with a few of the more recent games. There we go.
Yep.
Made that shiny and clean. Whoop. Now then. So yeah, over the years, I've had fun playing that game with my siblings, kicking butt, having having them like be mad at me, and then they'll kick my butt, and then I get mad at them, and memories. Yeah, something about Mario Kart and Mario Party kind of brings out a bit of a competitive side to me.
That's basically how it usually goes with games like that.
Yeah.
Basically, pretty much like Mario Party is and Mario Kart are up there with Monopoly in friendship breakers.
Yeah. And then of course recently came out the Mario and Rabbids series, which got a sequel and a DLC for it. I haven't played it in like too long, but it is fun as heck. It's basically if you take XCOM, making it easy, and gave Mario and Rabbit characters on it, making it a fun crossover. And have it developed by Ubisoft and have it actually, you know, good. And yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. There we go. Whoop! I gotta be careful with those ledges.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely recommend it when you want like a simple, silly game to like shut your brain off on it. And not like think too much. It's a little on the weird side, but hey, the Rabbids series and Rayman in general has always been a little on the weird side. But it's fun. And of course... And then of course, like I said, I also like the RPGs. In fact, I'm definitely waiting for when the Super Mario RPG remake comes out.
Yep. Man, it's like so weird. Mario RPG getting remastered and re-released. It's like one of those things. It's like basically how people used to joke about the Final Fantasy VII remake and basically thinking that it's already taken so long it's probably never going to happen. And then it actually did happen. Now it's like...
Yeah.
Now Mario RPG is one of those things that... now it actually happened.
Yeah, because some people initially thought it was going to be released on the emulator that they put in.
Yep.
But nope, they really pulled the wool over our eyes and said, "No, we're remaking this son of a gun."
Hopefully this will basically inspire Nintendo to clean up all that red tape that basically is like mixed in, so that we can hopefully get more projects with Geno. Geno for Smash!
Yeah, but let's have Sakurai have a break from Smash Brothers for a while.
Yeah. Basically,
Yeah,
like, everybody's worried that Ultimate might actually be his last Smash game.
Yeah. It may not be exactly so because of course he actually loved developing Ultimate. He just needs a break.
And that's really the thing. I think I'd rather just basically not have any more Smash than to have a Smash without Sakurai, because I just feel like if they basically try and do it without him, it just won't have that same feeling.
Yeah, that same amount of love, care, and everything else. Besides, he was developing Ultimate because he made a promise to Satoru Iwata.
Yep.
And he fulfilled that promise and then some. He added in Sans in the form of a costume. He added in Sora. He added the Inklings. He brought everyone back for a big hurrah. And now he can have a break.
Yep.
A well-earned one at that. Okay. Whoop! Boop. Let's see. And of course another... Now that Chaos mentioned Galaxy, another mainline Mario game that I definitely liked, of course, is Galaxy. My siblings and I actually got the collector coin for that.
Wow.
Yeah. I think I still have it packed away somewhere.
Truth be told, I've never actually played Galaxy.
It's fun. The wonky gravity features that it has will be a little bit jarring at first, but it's actually really fun. And the music for it, oh my word! It is beautiful. I mean, you definitely get the sense of an intergalactic adventure when you hear those tunes.
Well, I should hope so.
Let's see. There is one game I haven't played that I was hoping to play sometime.
And what
and
game
that
is
was Mario Dance Dance Revolution.
that exists?
Yeah, it does. It was for the GameCube.
Wow.
Let's see here. Okay, this does count for the wall. But yeah, it did exist, and apparently it was actually basically one of the few times where Waluigi was the main villain.
Waluigi was actually the main villain?
Yeah.
Whoa.
He just wanted to prove himself to be the best dancer.
Had me a bit worried for a second there. I was afraid it was somebody important.
You can't deny it, though. Waluigi did have some good moves.
I mean, with those legs, he would have to.
Yeah. And to think, he also thinks of himself as a bit of a charmer, because every time when someone plays him in some of the more recent Mario Party title, he always has a rose.
I mean, let's face it, all he'd need to do is adjust his personality a little bit, and the ladies would be all over him.
Mm-hmm.
He's tall, and he's, well, basically if he can get past that nose, I'd say that he's not that bad looking.
No.
And plus, women love Italian men.
So yeah, and the thing, he first came out in a sports game.
Yep, all because Wario needed a doubles partner.
Indeed, and it is Waluigi
hello.
Scapelli as his partner.
Scapelli. Wait, is his last name literally Scapelli?
Wario and Waluigi Scapelli.
Huh.
They were in
So
the Mario movie, don't you know?
The original Mario movie.
Yes, they're the Scapelli brothers.
Never knew that.
Never knew that either.
Ironically, that was something that I wanted to do for my version of the Mario movie. But, fat load of good that pipe dream does me now.
Yeah. And besides, it's because of that original Mario movie. That's why Nintendo was being very close, working super closely with Lionsgate for the more recent one. I don't think they want to make that same mistake ever again, because all that happened in the original Mario movie was the fact that directors wanted to write their own fan fiction.
They didn't want to write their own fanfiction. That would require them having been fans of the property everybody else signed up for. And Nintendo and the company that was behind the movie being really desperate for directors, because for whatever reason things kept falling apart.
Yeah.
That's the real reason why everything went down the way it did. They were desperate
Yep.
for directors and didn't have the balls to say no to people who clearly wanted to make their own film. That's the main reason why the movie turned out how it did.
I think it more or less stems from the fact that when you're making a live-action movie, you're basically expecting a certain degree of realism to go into it. So how the heck do you actually translate something as fantastically cartoonish and over the top as the Mario world into something that will translate into live action? I think,
like I said, they had a plan. It's just that the directors didn't want to follow through with it, and they wanted to go with their own little sci-fi dystopia thing.
Yep, and it really flopped.
I'm not saying you can't do anything with what they had. I am saying, though, that that was not the initial plan when everybody first signed up and got started, according to interviews about it.
Yeah.
Rear octopus wall.
Yeah, see, look, the top bit looks like an octopus.
Yep. I was basically just trying to fight the urge to say that it looked like Cthulhu, but...
Oh my god, I just noticed the sailboat. Or the boat, I should say, not sailboat.
The
There's
Pelican,
no sail on
yeah.
that boat.
Alright, time for the front entrance. Oh my goodness.
It always feels a little bit weird seeing the old stuff we cleaned again.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be surprised when it's vehicles, but still.
Might as well clean up the rest of this wall because I hate leaving things unfinished. But yeah. Those are some of my favorite Mario games right there. Oh
Man,
yeah,
all of
and I
this
just
and you're
remembered one I
50%.
also enjoyed. I almost forgot. There was this one obscure educational game that I loved a lot when I was a kid.
Choose your next words carefully. If they are Mario is missing, then you should be warned.
I'm bracing myself because it's Mario is missing.
Oh my... You... That's one of your favorites from when you were a kid?
Well, yeah, I learned about the world from that. Sure, a lot of people don't seem to like it, but you're looking at someone who likes those obscure little weird titles that actually seem charming and entertaining. Even though a lot of other people doesn't seem to like it. For example, I am not ashamed to say I like Sonic Unleashed and its werehog mechanics. There, I said it. It's live. It's out there on the internet. And if anyone tries to fight
to be
me,
used against you forever.
if anyone tries to fight me, the water balloons are to your left. To your left and right. Go ahead. Soak me.
I personally think it would have been better if they actually did what I forget if it was either a leak, a fan thing, or whatnot, but I think some people brought up the idea of how Sonic and Shadow would have been initially playable, which I assume would have been Shadow does night versions of the day stages, and then Knuckles does day versions of the night stages.
Yeah, I think that was just made up, but yeah. But yeah.
On one hand, yeah, I can see that potentially working out. I mean, Knuckles is the fisticuff brawler of the group. Man was gonna have mechanics with fighting it. It should be him.
But yeah, I'm the one that actually likes a lot of the things nobody did like. And there's another kind of world educational game that I like called Nostalgia, which was made by the same company who did a lot of the DS ports or remakes of Final Fantasies 3 and 4. So yeah, which is an RPG that takes place in sort of a steampunky Victorian era world, and you get to learn about the different wonders of the world while you're at it, while fighting monsters, demons, and everything else with your party and your airship. So yeah, I like Mario's Missing because through all the different artifacts, I learned about different places around the world. From the Empire State Building to the Great Wall of China and everything else.
Yeah, the Empire State Building, incomplete without King Kong.
Yeah, I found I didn't exactly get the King Kong thing right away when I was a kid. I never heard never seen the movie, and it wasn't until far later on that it finally made sense because of all the references other cartoons were making. I was a weird kid.
I'm a weird kid too.
A celebration for being weird.
So yeah, I played that game like a ton of times as a kid, and it never got old. Just like I played Final Fantasy Mystic Quest a bunch as a kid, and no one liked it because it was like an easy game made by Square Enix because, well, they were sick and tired of how the U.S. companies were handling their properties and dumbing it down, thinking and everything else. And to think, the ones who actually made the games were the same ones that made the Final Fantasy Adventure games for the Game Boy. I'm still waiting for a port of that onto the Nintendo Switch's emulator.
Well, maybe play it on your channel. That'll get them to get the ball rolling.
I think I will. I have a Super Nintendo emulator, and it does have Mystic Quest. So, yeah. There we go. That was some of my favorite Mario spin-offs and Mario games. Yeah. Did you mention what your favorite spin-offs were, Link?
Yeah, I did. Luigi's Mansion.
Okay.
Yep. And a whole spiel about that one.
Yeah. Okay, I think we're all Mario'd out. What else should we talk today?
Well, I've got a few topics that we could basically go over.
Oh, all right. You warned me that you had a bit of a doozy.
Yeah. So, basically a question for the both of you. How much do you guys know about the upcoming Disney live-action remake of Snow White?
That actually is news to me.
Yep. How about you, Aos?
Oh, I've heard all sorts of things about that particular bombshell.
Oh,
Yep.
no. What happened?
Well, let's basically not split hairs. For the one thing, it's going to be a remake of Snow White, except her companions aren't going to be 7 dwarves. And why? Because Peter Dinklage, the most famous little person in the world, who basically got notoriety for playing the most famous dwarf in fictional history, apart from Gimli, he basically went out and made a statement saying that, I hope that future movies don't use little people to play roles like dwarves anymore. Now, basically, like, what he's saying might be, he might think that he's basically acting on behalf of other people like him, that they don't want to basically play demeaning roles. They basically don't want to play the elf in Santa's factory. They don't want to play the little goblin or whatnot. But the thing about it is, realistically speaking, for some of these people, work is work. A job is a job. Like, Dinklage has basically become such a prolific actor that he manages to get roles that aren't necessarily for little people like him, but he has such good acting chops that he can pull those roles off. But the problem is, he's a tried and trusted actor that the Hollywood system knows can actually handle this. Most Hollywood studios aren't going to take that gamble on most other little people actors. So for roles like this, they recognize that it's a sad reality, but this is the best that they can get. And then, because Disney decided that they were going to go along with what Peter Dinklage says, for the last year or so, little people have been, like, just basically hating on Peter Dinklage on Twitter, basically saying, yeah, thanks for taking us out of a job, Peter. So, this Disney live-action remake is already basically embroiled in controversy because of the fact that there aren't going to be any dwarves in this movie, meaning that 7 little people potentially could have been a part of a major multi-million-dollar, huge, big-budget studio movie, and Peter just basically, well, lost them that opportunity. That's
Isn't he also in that movie too?
I don't know. I don't think that he's actually in the movie. He's not going to be in it. So,
I thought he was.
yeah, if he was,
It would have been even more cruel.
Exactly. So, but no, he's not in it. That's only one controversy surrounding it. The big controversy that I want to talk about is the fact that the actress who is playing Snow White in this movie, Rachel Zegler, is basically doing everything she can in her power in the media tour for this movie to basically make sure that she sinks this movie's reputation and nobody actually wants to go see it. Because she will just not stop being so friggin' obnoxious when it comes to being interviewed about this movie. Yep.
Especially with what she keeps saying about the original.
Exactly. This is basically where I'm going to get into some heated discussion, folks, so basically brace yourselves. Now, when it comes down to Disney remaking some of their old movies, some of it could be a good idea depending on what and how Disney decides to do it. Like when they made their first live-action remake with 101 Dalmatians. That's a far cry from an animated movie when you actually have to train 101 actual live-action dogs to perform in a movie. That could be justification for why this movie is done. And then with something like The Lion King, with something like The Jungle Book, you take on a more serious and more cohesive narrative instead of just the random encounter road trip movie that the original was. And you can kind of explore a different sort of darker tone and theme to it, and you can make the animals look a bit more realistic. Then you get into something like The Lion King, where you basically try to do that same sort of realism, but you skirt the original movie so closely, barely doing anything different, that it kind of makes you shrug your shoulders and ask, what's the point? So that's where you get to a big problem, and you have to realize that there are certain movies that can and should be remade in order to see what can be done with this new burgeoning technology, but then there are others that are just so timeless that you just really shouldn't even bother with it. You should basically just show some restraint and choose to not do something. Otherwise, you're going to end up with something completely forgettable, like the live-action Pinocchio that they put on Disney Plus just last year. Nope, I don't even think anybody even remembers that they put that movie out. And it was last year. They came out with that one? Yeah, it came out. And it was just last year. So anyways, now you come to Snow White. I'm basically going to put it out there because Snow White isn't like any other animated Disney movie that can or should just be remade. Why? Because Snow White was Disney's first feature-length animated picture. As in, Snow White is literally the one that started it all. Sure, Disney had the animated cartoon shorts, but Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs showed that Disney was an animation powerhouse that basically cemented them as a major player in the motion picture industry that has lasted basically for the last 100 years at this point. So this movie has a whole lot of stakes riding on it to begin with, and you're already basically treading into dangerous waters just from the notion that you are going to remake it. Now you have to ask the question, why are you remaking this movie? And unfortunately, every single time every single answer that you could come up with for that, every single answer that you could come up with for why you're remaking this movie is going to be the wrong answer. Because really, when you get down to it, this movie shouldn't be remade the way that it is. Let me just basically get on with it. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, well, technically Snow White in general, it's a public domain story literally the original fairy tale. Anybody can make a movie based on it. I think that Disney might technically own the trademark of having 7 distinct dwarves in, like, the movie. I think they're the ones that came up with the number 7 or whatnot, but they came up with the number 7. Every single time you hit the jackpot in Vegas, you gotta pay royalties to Disney. But the point is that that anybody can do a version of Snow White. In fact, a lot of studios have done versions of Snow White. Heck, we've even had live-action versions of Snow White where things are darker, things are more serious, and we've even already had versions where Snow White is basically transformed from this dainty little helpless damsel in distress princess into a girl power boss fantasy. We've already done all of those things, so the question is, why is Disney doing this now? And there is no good reason. Disney, the way that they basically have done, they made these animated movies based on these public domain fairy tales, and they penetrated so deep into the cultural zeitgeist that the Disney versions of these fairy tales are probably what you immediately think of when you hear the names. You basically hear the names Cinderella, Peter Pan, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty. You immediately think of the Disney versions of these characters. That's how powerful Disney's animation studio was when it came to these characters. But now, Disney has got it into their heads that they need to make like a whole lot of easy money very quickly, and they want to update these characters. They want to make a new version of these characters for the brand new century of their company, of their studio, to where they can continue to hold that kind of control and staying power over them. But the problem is, I don't think that they're ever going to outdo the original animated versions of these characters. Like,
Agreed.
take that Peter Pan and Wendy movie that got released on Disney Plus. Does anybody remember that version of Peter Pan over the original animated classic?
I don't I never even heard about that.
Exactly. It got released, and now it's immediately forgotten about. Just like how the live-action Little Mermaid is going to be forgotten about, whereas Ariel from the animated version is going to continue to be the definitive version of the character for time immemorial to come.
Yeah, and apparently Gat wasn't aware either.
Yeah, Gat. It's just proving my point. These live-action Disney versions of these movies are so inferior that people are literally forgetting about them. Heck, even when they're good, they're forgotten about. I think that the 2016 Jungle Book movie was actually so good that I really wanted there to be a sequel. The problem is, after 7 years, the kid who played Mowgli is now basically going to be a teenager, or probably even be a grown man at this point. If they did a sequel where Mowgli is a man and goes to the man village and has those adventures from those versions of Rudyard Kipling's book, maybe that'd be interesting, but I don't think it would capture the same magic of having Mowgli as a kid, the jungle boy, the man cub, hanging out with his animal friends in the jungle. But now to basically talk about what Rachel Zegler is doing, because she and her co-star Gal Gadot are under the impression that they are making this movie to update Snow White to make her acceptable for a modern audience in order to correct the mistake of what Snow White was back in the 1930s. And she just won't stop complaining about how the old version of Snow White is so bad that her version must be inherently superior. And what's her biggest...
My.
Yep.
So she's like Kathleen Kennedy, but more the actor side.
Yep. She's basically just tripping over, she's basically like power tripping on her ego that she gets to fix Snow White for a modern audience, because according to her, Snow White in the original Snow White and the Seven... Oh, Calvin?
Yeah, hi, it's Cal. I'm on my way back to Rushless to see what's going on. There's been reports of volcanic activity across the entire Pacific Rim. Uh-oh.
The entire thing is gonna blow.
This really doesn't sound good. I hope
If
our
this
time-traveling friends actually find figure out what the problem is. If not, then maybe our ancestors can. There we go.
Well, on the plus side, we're at a pretty decent distance away. We might be able to at least grab a quick selfie of the end.
Yep. I mean, you're a safe distance away, but if that thing is the keystone for the entire ring of fire, then the entire Pacific Ocean is gonna boil.
Yep. Anyways.
Good times.
So much of this thing to clean.
I know.
Yeah, you guys literally only just got 1 star. Well, anyways, the point of what Rachel Zegler is complaining about is that she believes that Snow White had no greater character ambitions than to find true love and all that, and all that stuff that women nowadays complain about, even though they know that they can't get that stuff nowadays. Anyway, and she even equates the prince in the original movie to being a creepy stalker. I basically got to rant and ramble a lot about that, and the way that she's basically saying it is that in the updated version, they might even just cut the prince out of the movie entirely because Snow White's entire character arc...
Excuse me, I'm going to have to interrupt you there. Hell no!
Ow.
Yep.
Sorry.
Because, I mean, if you cut the prince out, how the hell is Snow White even going to wake up?
Exactly.
But the point is...
Besides, he hasn't been stalking her at all.
In the original movie, he literally only shows up twice. I hate to break it to you, but there's no way you can actually stalk someone if you only see them, like, twice.
Yeah,
Anyway.
once at the beginning and once in the end.
Exactly.
She really was not paying attention, was she?
No, she paid attention. She just has a very messed up interpretation of it, probably basically brought on by a whole lot of propagandists who are trying to basically intentionally destroy the foundations of these classic fairy tales. The entire movie takes place in a coma-induced dream. Funny get. But here's where she really gets irritating. The fact that she basically makes the claim that in her version of Snow White isn't going to be thinking about just finding true love.
There we go.
She's basically going to be thinking about how she can become a great leader for her nation. Yeah, because her evil stepmother is totally going to allow her to ascend to the throne. Yeah, that's totally something that Snow White would actually be concerned about. They basically make it seem like Snow basically has to be this empowering girl power boss when, honestly, that just really wasn't in her character. And
no! She was a kind soul that sang with the animals and was helpful to the dwarves after they got home from a long day in the mines.
My point exactly, LT, and this is where my thesis statement comes in. They're basically making this claim that Snow White is nothing more than just a girl finding a guy and falling in love, and they're basically making the claim that she needs to be more than that, when I don't think that that's even the foundation of what Snow White even is. I thought about the original movie for the first time in years because of all this controversy, and I've come to the conclusion that what Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs actually represents is the fundamental dichotomy between pure goodness and pure evil. You see, Snow White isn't just the fairest in all the land. She's not just cute because she's not just beautiful because she's a cute girl with, like, fair white skin, but she's also pure. She is pure 100% cut Colombian sugar, you know what I'm saying?
She's pure of heart.
Exactly. Now you compare that to the film's antagonist, the evil queen. I was literally thinking about it the other day because that comment that Zegler made about the prince being a creepy stalker pissed me off so much that it actually made me consider the evil queen being a villain in the movie, and I realized that, holy crap, this woman might be the single most evil Disney villain in the entire history of Disney's catalog. Why? It's not really just because of the fact that she is so powerful and dangerous. It's the fact that she is petty enough to do this to her own stepdaughter. And the fact that she is willing to go as far as she does with what she does. The single most evil defining moment of this movie that fully cements this woman is completely irredeemable. There's absolutely nothing to her except a black void, and she deserves to be cast into it. She is so despicably downright evil because of the method that she uses to kill Snow White.
The poisoned apple, yeah.
But that's not it. The poisoned apple doesn't kill Snow White. The curse that she puts on the apple is the curse of, quote, sleeping death, where the victim is sent into a death-like sleep from which they cannot wake up. But once the evil queen has the apple ready, she reads in her potion book that there is an antidote to it, which is true love's first kiss. If someone who truly loves Snow White does kiss her and manages to, it will actually wake her up. But the queen isn't hampered by this because she literally tells the audience, the dwarves will think she's dead. She'll be buried alive. And then she cackles about it. That is so downright diabolically evil. It doesn't matter if the apple kills her, because if the dwarves bury Snow White, she'll literally suffocate down there. Buried alive. Can you imagine anything more terrible than that? That is... It's one of the scariest things to even imagine. Like, it's a claustrophobic's worst nightmare. And so, that is basically like where you realize that this queen is just so certifiably insane that she's getting glee from the idea that this is how she's gonna kill Snow White, and she's literally just so pleased with herself over it. And that is basically just awful. I think that compared to basically like being buried alive, that getting a kiss from somebody you've only just known, who happens to be a very handsome prince, isn't really all that bad. Hold on, I gotta send a text. So, my point is, it was literally sheer luck that the dwarves found that Snow was so beautiful even in death that they didn't have the heart to bury her. And yet people basically make the claim that, why did they have a glass coffin just lying around? They didn't have a glass coffin lying around, you dorks. They made it. Yeah. They made it after she died. They literally work in a mine digging up gems and gold all day long. They're going to have this kind of material ready to go to make it. So
exactly.
Yep.
There it is.
Okay.
Okay, so, the top half's done.
So that's basically the point of what I'm getting at, because Snow White, she is so unbelievably pure and kind despite everything that she goes through in the movie, all the frightening experiences that she has, even to the point where when the huntsman tries to kill her and he has a complete breakdown over not being able to do it and begs her forgiveness, she doesn't really hold anything against him. She basically just wants to know why he tried to do it. Ordinarily, someone like that would basically either scream, run away, or even try to attack the huntsman for what they tried to do. But Snow, she just immediately is able to forgive him. But and then of course
in the new version, she will have the 7 magical creatures, or whatever they're gonna call them deal out capital punishment as befitting of attempting to assassinate a leader.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah,
Seth
something
trying to-
tells me a lot of this stuff is going to be shot down before it even starts production.
No, it's basically already finished. But here's the interesting part, because you remember all this trouble that I mentioned that Disney is in?
Mm-hmm.
Well, basically, because they basically are starting to see that the writing is on the wall, and if they don't start making some serious money off their project soon, they can't be cavalier with the message anymore. The message now has to come secondary, and profit now has to come first. It's literally getting to the point where, well, according to sources, Bob Iger has literally had a secret meeting with Rachel Zegler, literally telling her to stop doing press tours and promoting the movie, basically telling her to shut up about everything that she thinks is so great and so empowering about the movie because it's alienating audiences. But I think that at this point the damage is done, and there are serious rumors going around that Disney might in fact can the movie entirely and take a tax write-off, just like what Warner Brothers did with the Batgirl movie. Because at this point, they basically might as well try and get the tax write-off than get wiped out in the box office.
Yep.
So, yeah. But I just basically really wanted to highlight that thesis that I came up with, the fact that Snow White is literally so pure of heart. I mean, literally in the freaking Kingdom Hearts franchise, she's like the purest of the 7 princesses of hearts, and that's indicative because it's like hers was the first one to be taken by darkness. So,
Yeah.
And still alive.
well, of course. That's kind of how it works in the Kingdom Hearts franchise. But I also wanted to highlight the fact that the evil queen truly lives up to the name. Like, you can keep your Maleficence. She might basically have done what she did to a baby, but but I still think that Maleficent is like a walking grab bag of cliches. Like, the evil queen, she basically backs up what she does, and like, I just don't think that there's any sort of comparison between the two of them. The evil queen, she's easily, infinitely more evil, because I don't think there's anything worse that you can do to a person than burying them alive.
Yep.
I mean, Scar managed to kill his only brother, and Jafar basically managed to bring an entire kingdom to its knees. But
That pales in comparison to what the Evil Queen did.
Especially to her own family, if I recall correctly.
Step family, but yeah.
Especially because there's no brevity to the situation at all. There's like no comic relief that basically kind of like chimes in and lets you know that it's okay, kids, this is like still just a movie. It's like, no, they play it like 100% serious. I mean, I haven't watched that movie in a long time, but it's easy to forget just how dark Disney was because
Hello, Ross Salmon.
this was before the Hays Code. Ross Salmon?
Yeah, a new viewer.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, anyways, I think hopefully things do like clean up from that mess. Anyways, while you were like ranting and raving about like what's been going on with Disney and Snow White, apparently, according to Gad, Bungie is in trouble.
Who's Bungie?
The developers behind Halo.
And Destiny, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, and Destiny. So what's up on the side of Bungie there, Gat?
You now have the spotlight.
Goat Simulator.
Fred.
Huh.
Goat Simulator, yeah, that came out recently. Goat Simulator 3, I think.
Yep.
There we go.
Not sure on the relevance, though, if I have to be honest.
Yeah, that was Ross Salmon
I
mentioning
know.
Goat Simulator.
I know. I saw the chat, too.
Hey, you guys mind if I take a few minutes?
Yeah, no, you go ahead. You've been on like a huge rant. Go ahead, take a walk,
What
get a
the
drink.
absolute hell?
Whoa, what's wrong?
To me.
Oh, he
Follow
said...
the washer signal.
Why?
I gotta see this.
Trust me, you want to see what I just cleaned. In the temple, second level.
Second level.
So
Yeah.
Bungie likes using the number 7. Well, if he likes the number 7, then he's gotta pay Disney royalties.
And LZ was been bringing up Disney into number 7. Oh, okay.
Yeah, right up here.
Oh, dang.
You see it?
Yeah. Wait, doesn't that
See
look like the
this?
mayor's manor? And the boat? Wait!
Yeah.
And that
Yeah,
person's
look over
wearing a
that.
PowerWash mask!
This...
Wait, there's
Oh
more.
my god, over here, over here.
There's more over here, too!
Well, come on, guys. Don't leave me in suspense.
Wait, that's the firehouse! And the helicopter!
Oh, sweet Jesus, did the time travelers make this place?
Nope.
I'm just
And
saying,
that-
this
and
looks
that
a
looks
little
like-
bit too familiar to me.
And that looks like it would be the cat,
The monster
the monster
truck.
truck.
Kitty mobile.
Oh my god.
Guys, I'm getting some serious Undertale never-ending story vibes here.
Okay. I'm just gonna let you clean this one.
It's the drill and the racing car and the golf cart. What? And in our van. What? This is basically everything we've done in PowerWash Simulator.
Yeah, check out the next
Prophesized.
one.
The bike, the motorcycles. Holy crud!
I don't think this is Atlantis, guys.
It is.
There's the house of Ethel, along with her car and RV.
The absolute hell.
There's the subway.
Eat fresh.
And the no, wait, this is all the stuff in the park. The dinosaur playground and everything.
Oh my god. With this next one.
The statue of the aliens.
Time travelers.
This wall's blank.
That's because it hasn't happened yet. This is where the story ends.
I'm going to save this part for last, so that way,
It's
Did we
the
get something
backyard.
new?
And the house. They're even enjoying barbecue? What?
I like how all the cars are horse-drawn chariots.
well, the UFO people did say that, we would
And
see
Rec
them again
Room,
if they succeeds, and,
They haven't succeeded yet.
I'm just saying, this was the very next mission.
Yeah.
Okay, I think raw salmon is a bot. Just keeps spouting random stuff.
Yeah, could you stop that, please, raw salmon?
You can't reason with a bot.
Well, just in case it isn't.
Well, I'm gonna go make that phone call. I'll be back.
Yeah,
Who
go
knows
ahead,
when.
make your phone call. While we just tried to digest this. Okay, thank you.
Alright, raw salmon,
Okay, so it's
can
not
you
a bot.
please explain in a long thing as to why you, decided to go on, like, 2-word sentences
Yeah.
in a nice and explained, personable way? because no, I'm not gonna just,
Yeah.
I'm not going to immediately buy it just from OK alone.
Yeah, because I like engaging with my fans, but just having one or two sentences doesn't. Well, not fans, but my viewers and that. But just having one or two one or two word phrases pop in doesn't like. Come on. There we go. Oh, he plays Rec Room. Okay. I never even heard of Rec Room, so...
Okay, that still doesn't explain what I said. Or what I asked, fully.
Mm-hmm.
That's since I don't know what Rec Room is.
He's just listing the games he likes playing.
Alright, did you...
Yeah, because he mentioned GTA, which is Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I know. Again, I want proper, intricate sentences, not just one or two, three...
Yeah, don't be shy to, like,
words.
Yeah, don't be... In my chat, you're free to, like, make it longer than just, like, 5 words. You can go for, like... You can go for, like, longer sentences in your chat.
Yeah.
I just ask for, like, decent... The only thing I ask for is decent spelling and grammar.
Yeah. And if English is not your first language, well, just mention that too.
Yeah.
Of that part of it too.
Yeah, I'll fully understand.
I just have no tolerance for bots as also being a administrator.
Yeah. Well, moderator, but yeah.
Moderator, administrator.
Whoop.
Nader, the same sort of power corruption still applies.
Right then. Let's get this entrance done.
Yeah. So we're saving that wall to be the very last thing we clean, just in case something pops up.
Yeah. Well, we started off with a very quick vehicle, and we're ending it with a big job.
Yep, and this big job is mind-blowing, because,
I think this is like the biggest job we got next to the subway.
Yeah. Probably beats out the subway, if I have to be honest. At least the subway was all nice and contained. Here, we have to go all around.
And thankfully, everything is like... Everything is like, sectioned off. We got that little mercy.
I'll try focusing on one part at a time just to try to make this a little bit better.
Yeah.
Much as I am very much tempted to just go in and out, for getting this exterior all done.
Yeah, no, you go ahead and take care of the exterior. I'll handle the entranceway here.
Yep. Hi, touch grass.
Hello. Can you please not spam? Dude.
And like that, I am going to immediately go for the block. Sorry. We did not need several things of high. And with that speed, I can only interpret that as a block.
Oh, wait. He just said okay.
Nope. Did he?
Yeah, he just said okay. Yeah.
Alrighty, I will unblock then. Then, if you saw an okay message.
Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, people, you don't have to like message the same thing like multiple times. I will look over and see what's up. My laptop is like right next to me.
And when I see multiple things of hi, I consider that to be spam and will immediately go for the block.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're like paranoid with bots because we've got some of us has bad experience with them in an MMO setting. Wasn't there like one time when the duty finder put you in a party of all bots and they just pretty much left you to die in the dungeon?
Well, yeah, but I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries, Grass, no worries. You just didn't know. And I understand if it's probably your computer being a little slow, but just like give it a few minutes, okay?
Meanwhile, with Raw Salmon, I'm starting to believe they are the boss, considering I don't see any reason to randomly bring up Ebola. Call me Perry.
Yeah, please, people. If you want to like try mentioning like topics or anything, can you please like do it in like I know longer sentences or a topic thing, because this isn't like text messaging for me. Heck, even in text messaging, I actually do full sentences with proper spelling and grammar. And now I'm seeing just nothing but nonsense.
So shall I bring out the hammer, or?
I'm gonna give Salmon one more chance.
Alrighty, you're more merciful than I.
Yeah. But if I see you... Yeah, I don't mind having like civil conversations. I just want like something to start off on, okay, guys? Feel free to do like longer than just 2 to 3 words.
Especially to convince me you're not just a random YouTube bot.
Yeah, I've had too many of those trying to promote like stuff like streaming skins and stuff, so
yeah.
No idea, Grass. No idea. They've been like doing nothing more than like short sentence phrases ranging from what games they like to play to this.
I don't even think you ever asked the whole playing game thing.
Yeah, no, I never did. They just started randomly talking about it. Oh, and he just subbed to me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, we like to try to keep things as on topic as possible with anything that we are discussing here on this. On that note, Gad, are you still there? Because if you are, out of curiosity, are you aware of what's up of the news on Charles Martinet?
The voice actor for Mario.
Yeah. Oh, he just had to mess with his internet. Okay. Okay, no worries. When you get back, I'll... Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah, for the new people in the room, he's pretty much retiring from being the voice of Mario, but is going to be the Mario ambassador. So he's still around and kicking. He just won't be voicing Mario anymore. Yep. Which also gets me wondering, Gat, what is your favorite mainline Mario game and spin-off Mario game. It can be also more than one. That'll also go for you too, Grass and Salmon. What are your favorites, mainline Mario games and spin-off Mario games? Yeah, it was basically what we were talking about earlier. That's not a game. That's a YouTube channel. At least I don't think it is. Could you please, like, not use abbreviations I'm unfamiliar with, Salmon?
So anyway, Gat, what game is your favorite one? Because just saying Super, or as we both know, doesn't clarify it all the way. Super Mario 64.
Yeah, I love Mario, but I prefer Fortnite, but love Mario Kart. That's awesome, Grass, and that's not a Mario game, Salmon. Okay, and he's got, and of course, Gat's got a
going
dungeon.
to a dungeon in 14, yep.
Yeah, no, understandable, my dude.
Yeah. Yeah. If it is Super Mario 64, it's probably best to not turn the 6 into a G. But yeah, I guess just to go off of something else, Fortnite is certainly probably the most interesting game of this generation, mainly just because of the fact that, while it's not the sole thing that have been doing this, it is quite the giant collaborative.
That's not a Mario game. That's a Nintendo game. When I'm talking about Mario, I'm talking about games with Mario in it. Like Super Mario World, or even the Mario Brothers games themselves. Have you even played a Mario game? Anyways, as you were saying?
Yeah, I was just saying how how when younger, the idea of so many franchises being representative in one game was sort of a high budget fantasy, you know?
Yeah.
Then it comes Fortnite out of the blue,
There
and
we go. Yeah, sorry for interrupting again, but Mario Kart Wii, that's a good one. I played that once. I even had the wheel.
Oh, did Ross Simon put one down? I did not see that comment.
Yeah, Salmon Salmon said Mario Kart Wii.
Yeah. A respectable option, especially since unless my memory is a little bit off. Wii is the defining one of the franchise, because I think 8, what pretty much is definitively the Mario Kart of this generation, borrows quite a bit from the Wii iteration.
Oh yeah, it does.
I'm a fan of Double Dash out of those games.
Mario vs. Sonic at the Olympics? That's a pretty decent one, too. Anyways, as you were saying about Fortnite?
I'll just bring it up like I was saying before, like so many things cross over, like God of War, Master Chief, Terminator, Alien, Naruto, Spider-Man, and yeah, I saw the Mario movie too. It was good. I forget, did you see it? I don't
Not
think
yet.
you did.
Waiting for a DVD.
Yeah.
Oh, hello there.
Hello there, new soul.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm waiting for the DVD because, remember, it was hard for me to see it in theaters out here in Chatham. It wasn't even released. Wishy, that statue is of you, right? I'm not sure. How does it feel to be worshipped as a god by an ancient underwater civilization destroyed 1,000 years before your birth? A little odd? Yeah, it is.
Well, it gets even weirder from here.
Yeah. And now he's going off topic again with Minecraft. Sure, there was like that Mario crossover with Minecraft, but it was just mainly skins in a map.
I'm just saying, Ross. I mean, is it completely clear out of my? Is secretly just a bot with pre-programmed responses in there? I know what AI can do. I know they can replicate people, both voices. This doing random text simulation is not at all out of the park.
That or he's probably just a kid.
Trust me, I was a child once. My problem wasn't that I gave too little responses. The problem was I gave too much.
Yeah, anyways, yeah, I always found Fortnite to be a little weird when it came to a lot of its crossovers too. I mean, you had like Marvel characters picking up guns and everything else, duking it out with DC characters, Master Chief in the background, and then recently a lot of anime franchises like Naruto and My Hero Academia.
And Dragon Ball, which is very weird.
Oh yeah, Dragon Ball.
Scratch, you're right. That B song was funny. I think someone did a cover on it and got like an award for it or something. I don't know. There was some sort of funny story about somebody with the Peaches song. Jack Black was always a musician, so thought the surprise vlog he did was that good. It's just funny how it's effective. I don't want to say it's like it's a parody song or something, but it wasn't. You know.
Oh, he's blinding. Okay.
Blinding?
No idea. But yeah. And from what I've heard recently, thanks to the Russian Badger, they have a mode where you don't have to build. It's just finding the guns and defeating the other team.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
And Fortnite pretty much.
Okay, you win, Chaos. Block him.
Alrighty. Sorry, Salmon.
Yeah, sorry, Salmon. We gave you plenty of chances to try to keep on topic.
Yeah.
But now you're just being spammy with random topics.
Oh, yeah. Fortnite pretty much steals everything Marvel. It's technically Fortnite now. Yeah, pretty much. There is like a lot of Marvel in there. I find funny because there's also a lot of Star Wars stuff. Like the amount of like crossover fantasy Fortnite is capable of just blows my mind.
Yeah, he's definitely a bot. So I'm putting him in timeout. There. And now... There.
Alright.
And...
Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, out of curiosity, Tisgrass, what is your favorite property that happens to be currently in Fortnite? Beyond anything naturally just in Fortnite in general, because I already know Light here would obviously go for all the Kitsune related stuff that happens to be in there presently, but those are stuff specifically for the Fortnite universe in itself, not not from any of its properties, not presently anyway. I think if I had to pick one right now, I think it's just God of War, because I find it kind of funny of creative all people being able to do some of those dance moves that you can do with the characters, which is
Star Wars. He likes
hilarious.
lightsabers.
That's
a good one.
That would also be a good one for me. I'm just not 100% certain about what Star Wars stuff they have. I think Darth Vader is there. I know they have stormtroopers. I'm just not sure on anything else.
I think Boba Fett.
They might have Boba Fett.
Yeah. Boba Fett, sorry. I can never seem to pronounce that one nicely. Okay.
I know why you can't, though.
Yeah.
Boba
Yeah, sorry if you guys heard that. I don't exactly have my computer muted, so that was my Discord you've heard.
I did not hear anything myself.
Okay.
Ice Show Speed who?
I have no idea who that is. Never heard of them or anything else.
Nope. Me neither. YouTube's a very big website, and so is Twitch.
Yeah, so I definitely request. Well, that doesn't help. That doesn't help out, John. We never even heard of iShowSpeed before.
Yeah.
And we like to try to keep things as on topic as possible.
Yeah. Maybe our other host, Linkzilla, will know who you're referring to, so you may be able to give some proper context.
Yeah, but unfortunately he's currently on a phone call.
Yeah. But, you know, I don't...
Yeah, we try to be fair with everyone. It's just...
Yeah.
Sometimes, and I like random stuff, but sometimes random is too random. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. But hey, if someone who is sick is out of the hospital now feeling fine, that's always a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, so definitely. So yeah, I'm happy for. So yeah. Definitely definitely am happy for iShowSpeed for his recovery, even though I never seen his stuff.
Yeah. Or know who. Yeah.
I don't even know who Ronaldo is either, so.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys, but.
Yeah. Like we said, the internet's a big place, and there's only like a few people that we follow on YouTube anyway. Mainly video game people. Football. Yeah, there we go.
Ah,
Football. Yeah, we don't fall. Unfortunately, I'm not really a big fan of football.
even then, let's be real here. It's like when you say football, do you mean like
American
football,
football or soccer?
football?
There we
Yeah,
go. There is a difference.
yeah,
Okay, thanks for understanding, Grass.
yeah.
Yeah, we're not really sports people. We're the geeky nerdy types.
Fun fact, actually, like when I was younger, I was trying to be in a.
Okay, soccer. He's talking soccer.
Got it. Yeah. Into American football. I once was mostly encouraged by my father in an attempt to trying to join in the local football team. Unfortunately, during practice, I ended up knocking down the coach's kid, and so for a little period of time, I became the. I don't want to say punching bag because no punching was actually done, but you know.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, something tells me it wasn't really on purpose either.
Yeah, I was told knock the kid down. I knocked him down, and he didn't seem to be bloody after it, so I considered that a success. Not that I meant to intentionally hurt the kid or anything. After all, I was also a
Yeah,
kid.
no worries. We completely understand what you're talking about there, Grass.
Yeah, it's why I specifically brought up the distinction because I didn't want to go on a whole topic of how I love football, then suddenly start talking about American football.
Yeah, because Hayas is from the States and I'm from Canada.
Yeah.
And, so,
That
and
said,
when
I
we're
am-
talking, and when someone mentions football, it's usually the American type.
Yeah. That said, I do enjoy the good old classic football, aka soccer.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably one of my favorite sports growing up. Unfortunately, though, as time went on, there was only a team for basketball and whatnot. Not that I hate that or anything. I like basketball, well, favorite bit, but I just miss the thrill of just running across the field in soccer.
Yeah.
That's why I like the striker games, even though they're so much more violent than normal football. Oh yeah, back to the Mario movie commentary. There
Oh,
it
yeah.
was. Yeah, it was funny how people granted, if my years of living on this earth taught me anything, is that people really hate change. So
Yeah,
I am.
nothing lasts forever. There has to be change, or else things will go stale.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, yeah. I know he certainly, just based off of what I remember of people's feedback, he certainly got better for into the actual movie, and it was clear that it was from a design standpoint, because he can do a more convincing traditional Mario accent. Just going off of what I recall from the movie, because I think they start off with a commercial for the brothers' plumbing business, and that's actually the thing he does. He does the accent.
Yeah.
As to why they didn't decide to keep the accent, don't know. Maybe Chris Pratt was against it. Maybe it was the studio. Maybe Nintendo just didn't want to potentially scare off some people, specifically in America. I don't know. Only thing I know for certain is that in the other parts of my phone went off. In other parts of the world, where for the other dubs, they had a much more faithful interpretation of Mario. that was pretty well received. So
Once again, proving that it's just America that has a problem with this sort of thing.
Hey, Link.
Yeah.
You missed us. You missed us blocking a spammer.
Yeah, sorry it basically took so long. It's just basically like, Dad basically called up out of the blue, basically announcing that he wants to make a trip over here in October. He'll basically be there the first weekend, which will basically be the 6th to the 8th. And he's basically like asking if I'm going to be available. But unfortunately, because of how turbulent my life is currently being, I don't know if I'm going to be available or not.
Ah.
So right now it's currently at a maybe.
Yeah, basically it's not necessarily at a maybe, I'm just basically not sure about the details of it, because you remember how I told you that we were in a bit of an evolving situation and we might have to delay the stream for a day or so?
Yeah.
Well, the reason for why that is because on Friday, out of nowhere, I get basically an email back from the TSA, one of the jobs that I've basically been applying to, basically saying that they want to call me to set up an interview to be done on Wednesday the 23rd. Now, granted, I know that they gave me 5 days in advance to prepare for this, but come on. Literally speaking, like, you basically announce that you want to have an interview on this specific day, and you basically send out that email right before the weekend when everybody's going to be gone for 2 days, so you really only have 3 days to prepare for it. I basically spent the last few days trying to get in contact with the recruiter guy, basically saying, yeah, this Wednesday isn't going to work out for me because I don't have that day off. Is there any way that we could do it on one of the days that I do have off? Turns out they're only doing it on Wednesdays, exclusively. So he's basically saying, yeah, we're going to have to reschedule you for next week, the 30th. So that's basically like what's going on with like the TSA thing, basically like
Okay.
So basically there's a chance that I could be getting a job with them. But the thing about it is, if I do pass this interview, it could be a 3-week-long background and credit check to just basically make sure that I'm on the up and up. They'll put me basically in the ready pool queue waiting to go, and basically he also said that it could be some time before they offer me a job, like maybe 2 or 3 months. And that's where the other situation comes in, because yesterday a whole bunch of extra stuff happened all at once, because one of the jobs I basically have been working with for a long time, some recruiters, that job that I basically got laid off from, they're basically starting up a new contract, and they're basically looking for some people who could basically like fill the positions, and they basically kind of want me to get in on it. So yesterday I interviewed for that, and basically it seems like it's pretty much all wrapped in. I could basically potentially have this job, which would start on October the 2nd. The thing about it is that they need to fill 700 positions for this role, and they've already got the 700, so technically I'm on the waiting list. However, if somebody drops out, and they're expecting that some people will drop out, that will basically leave a spot open for me to basically get in there, and because I basically worked for this company before, that will basically put me on the short list, so I'd basically be a shoo-in, guaranteed to get in. So they're so confident that I'm basically going to get this thing that they're already sending me, like, the onboarding stuff. Basically, it's like, hey, here's your paperwork that you got to fill out to basically be employed with us, all this usual stuff and whatnot. And we're also going to set you up for a drug test, which you got to basically have done within 72 hours. There's also these other medical forms that you're going to have to fill out. We want you to have those done within 48 hours. Oh, and there's this basically like signing up for the onboarding I-9ing thing. Yeah, we would like you to have that done in 24 hours. So,
Oof.
Jesus, it's like, I literally only just found out that this could possibly be a thing, and you guys are already basically saying, it's go, 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 rush, rush, rush. It's like,
Give him a chance to breathe!
Exactly. So, the point is, if I actually do get this job with the old company, and basically it's a contract job that could only last for about 3 to 6 months, depending on the business needs, if I do take that job, and the TSA basically gets back to me in a couple of months while I'm doing that job and basically offers me a better job, then I can basically tell them, thank you for giving me the opportunity, but I gotta leave this job because something better has come along. That's basically what I'll basically have to do. But the long and short of it is that this gig starts in October, and it starts October the 2nd. and I told them that I wasn't going to need any sort of time off. So, if my dad does come literally on the 6th, which would be the Friday of that same week that I start this job, actually he'd be getting it on the 5th, the Thursday, he needs me to pick him up from the airport, but I'm not going to be available. It's like, it's going to be like, I'm probably going to have the weekend off, since this will be a customary 9 to 5, Monday through Friday kind of job, but it's all sort of just hitting all too much, and everything is all confusing, and I haven't really been able to wrap my head around anything for the last 24 hours or so.
Oof.
So, yeah. And now Dad is also complaining about how the ticket is basically, he can't find anything for less than $300, and I'm basically telling him, do you really have to come and visit us if that's the case? Because, I mean, like, we're not going anywhere. You're not planning on dying anytime soon. Maybe you might need to hold off until you're in a much better place to where you can afford to take a $300 trip out for just 3 days. So...
yeah. Anyways, back to the topic of Mario and... oh, music.
Honestly, Gat, I've got to say, I honestly think it's just because of Chris Pratt's celebrity. Don't get me wrong, I love Chris Pratt. I really like what he has to say about certain things. I like the fact that he challenges the Hollywood system, but the idea that they basically chose him out of anyone that they could choose for Mario, it's the same reason why they chose Jack Black for Bowser and Seth Rogen for Donkey Kong. They literally only chose these people for the fact that they are big-name celebrities, and the guy that they chose to do Luigi as well. Like, I'm pretty sure that he was, like, in Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Maybe he was in the Pacific Rim movies. I don't know, but still.
Hey,
yeah,
hey, Jack Black did a really good job as
Chris
Bowser.
Pratt,
but yeah,
he's the guy that voiced Mario in the Mario movie.
He's also basically the star of the new Jurassic World movies. Go check them out. That's an order.
Yeah, we got a 10-year-old.
Yep.
So, yeah.
No excuse. He should have checked them out when he was 5 years old.
He just said cool. Okay. Yeah, so, yeah. Anyways,
You guys aren't even 50% done.
well, this is a big job on the inside and out.
This has to be the final level. It has to be.
Oh, no doubt it is by the look of the murals. So, I'm not stopping this stream until this is done. And then after that, until, like, the Buckingham Files gets released, we'll be doing a couple of extra jobs.
I'm never going to get back to Tales of Symphonia at this rate.
Hey, if you wanted to be there, you would be.
You could get back to it after you're finished 16.
Yeah, but if I recall correctly, I think I began on a Tuesday, then the next Tuesday you're like, I'm going to do PowerWash Simulator, and then here we are.
Well, it
Hey,
wasn't necessarily being on a Tuesday. It just happened to be on Tuesdays.
Hey, you guys think that you've got it bad? I basically finished my God of War 2018 playthrough last December, and I still haven't finished uploading it.
Yep.
Not to mention my second playthrough of Doom Eternal, which now I'm realizing was literally over 4 months ago. I basically have forgotten everything that second playthrough was supposed to teach me, and now I basically have no idea what I can possibly say about reviewing the game, to the point where I don't even think reviewing the game is even worth it anymore.
The only solution is clearly to do another playthrough.
I don't wanna. I don't wanna. Because, I mean, the game is fun, but getting to the point where you can actually have fun with the game is a bit long and tedious, and by the time you get there, it's like, a bit exhausting. Because, I mean, like, you basically have fun when you basically get all the weapons, but you get the weapons so slowly.
Good news, gang. We got over to 50 now.
Woo!
Let's go, gang!
We are now 50% done, which means we have another 60% left to go.
Let's get Chaos being 110% done with this job.
Yep, because that's how accurate it is with trying to get every little bit of it done. Hey, I got a major bit done. Woo!
Woo!
And I just can't wait for you guys to start hunting down all the tiny little bits that you missed, like what LT just did there.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I have to do that, and this thing is massive.
Gonna download the game you're playing when the stream is over. Well, just be warned, there's a price tag attached to it. Yep. Video game industry nowadays expects you to pay money to do chores.
Oh my god, hey, if it makes you feel, have fun, maybe I can help you find doing washing in real life fun. If it helps out, it helps out. I'm just saying.
How much is the game?
I got it on sale for less than $20 Canadian.
But
not sure what it's going to be in British pounds.
For comparison, like I think for us that's about like $15, maybe 10.
But that's on sale.
Yeah. Either way, it's not a very expensive game.
Yeah, it's not a very expensive game. If you don't include all the DLCs that they put in for like about, I don't know, $5 a piece.
Yes, and my god, do they have all sorts of different DLCs. Like we officially connect the SpongeBob canon to Tomb Raider of all things.
Yep, that's something that I never thought that I would have to say. But given how insane the original Tomb Raider games were, kind of ultimately makes sense that there'd be a pineapple under the sea. You know, it's weird. A few weeks ago, I actually was offered well, not actually offered a job, but somebody basically did try to get me into an actual power washing job.
Aw, thank you.
And what'd you say?
I didn't really say anything to it. I just basically, I was working in the drive-thru. Some lady basically could tell that I was frustrated having to basically do that, despite the fact that she can clearly tell that I'm basically, far overqualified for it. She basically gave me her card saying, if you ever wanted to do anything else, you just give this number a call, and basically, it's basically a power washing business, and, well, they pay like $19 an hour, so that would be definitely good. That's basically what I'm looking at for the TSA position, but I don't know, I think I'm gonna stick with the TSA thing, because, everybody's been telling me, get a government job, because then you basically that would open so many doors for you.
So yeah, SpongeBob was great. I enjoyed it a lot as a kid, and the level that we did was very fun. Especially doing the invisible boatmobile. That one was my favorite.
There we go, finally.
And then we're going to have the Warhammer stuff coming up next, and that's, well, not next, but, in the future.
Yeah.
Okay, got a palace wall cleared.
Same here.
Man, you guys would need an entire team of washers to do this.
Yeah, unfortunately the 6-player feature does not unlock until we actually finish the job with 2 people first.
Man, kind of makes me wish that I had gotten the game, could basically come in like a surprise player.
Yeah,
for the grand finale.
Yeah. And double, unfortunately, I think...
No, you're not the only one in chat. It's just... one of our friends is not talking too much because he's playing another game.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought his voice box was broken.
Yeah, no. Let's see. Hey, Gad, never did get your answer about the Mario stuff.
I don't think we got any answers on the whole controversy that Bungie's in, other than they like the number 7.
He was actually making a comment about the whole Disney 7 thing that Link was ranting about earlier.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, I feel silly now. Here I thought Bungie did something super devious with the number 7, and then that led to a controversy or something.
Yeah, no.
Darn. Now I feel hoodwinkled.
Of course you do. I have a feeling this guy is only 10.
Yeah, anyways. Gat? Oh, right. He's probably still in that dungeon. Must be one of the longer dungeons, then.
I'm sure he's having a blast. Meanwhile, he's going through the very final one and is trying to not to get torn apart by that giant squid.
Yeah. Yeah, the Octomammoth. Even though he...
Mammoth.
Yeah, he's actually a boss in Final Fantasy IV. One of the earlier bosses, actually.
Which is why it's ironic that he comes after a lot of the endgame bosses.
Yes, it does. Grass, yes, it does.
It's a very nice number.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It has.
Hey. Did you like my little professional courtesy there?
Yep.
Yeah, I went completely under you and everything. I feel satisfied. And no matter how shiny and bright we make the outside, I'm just thinking to myself, the inside still needs to be cleaned.
Yep. You want screw this. I got a crazy load of stone cleaner soap.
Do I have the stone cleaner soap?
It should affect both of us.
I don't have any cleaners for whatever reason.
Oh man. Okay. So I guess it only affects me. Darn. Okay, let's try. There we go.
Darn. Oh.
That works a lot better. Oh, jeez. I forgot about that slant.
Getting closer and closer to the finale here.
Yep.
We're just 47% there officially.
We already got a number prediction. 69-29. Yeah, anyways.
Let's see, I'm trying to think to myself. So we began at what time again?
1. Well, we were a bit late.
Yeah, about like 1:20. Yeah, I feel like we've already technically failed that aspect of the job.
Yeah.
Of the numbers thing. We're already past the hour mark.
long past the hour mark.
We were past the hour mark more than, holy crap, like 2 hours ago at this point.
And still they cleaned on. Actually, a little bit surprised how much time flew.
Yeah, we were ranting and raving about Disney and talking about Mario so long we didn't even realize what was going on.
Yep.
I'm glad I got this new nozzle. So yeah, another topic we kind of touched upon while you were gone with your phone call there was Fortnite, and how interesting how much of a big crossover it became.
Yep. That's one way to get attention.
Attention they did. But just given how far long reaching it is.
Yeah, like for example, it went as far as like putting Star Wars characters in the same universe as anime characters like Dragon Ball Z. And let them equip guns.
And then watching Thanos rinse in the background with the Terminator while Master Chief plays basketball and slam dunks with Kratos. Joe's holding up a sign from Bugs Bunny. Not to mention, like, they also throw in, like, mechanics. Like, I'm not sure how they work or how they stay, but I do know, like, lightsabers do work. I know the Force thing does work.
Yeah, I know, Kat. I didn't expect this either. I never saw this bidden when I was watching Markiplier.
I expected it. I mean, it's a modern-day indie-developed independent game. You gotta have some kind of mysterious lore that goes with it, because that's what it's all about nowadays. It's not about the money, Spider-Man. It's about the lore, baby, the lore.
There we go.
I don't know
like Darth
why,
Vader
but I
again.
like the first thing that came to my mind.
Okay, the outside is. Oh wait, there's still this bit. What is missing in this bit?
Yeah, Force wielders
missing in this bit?
There's with guns is weird. Like Han
there it
Solo,
all
all
is.
them, the clone troopers. Yeah, it makes sense for them using firearms. Darth Vader, nah. That just, I feel like it does the opposite to what it does to like a normal person. You know?
Okay. All right. Just gonna
Okay, are we all done with the exterior?
Nope.
Hang on, let me just, because this is done. This is done. This is done. I know I got the top done, and you got the very tippy top done. Whoop!
Yep. Well, let's see. Well,
Entrance wall is not quite finished somehow.
But yeah, Grass, you're right. Give Darth Vader his lightsaber.
I mean, technically he doesn't need it, but he does prefer it.
Yeah, just this whole aesthetic, man. Speaking of lightsabers, and just go off topic at hand, I remember for long ago, For Honor actually did a special May the 4th Be With You secret event. I say secret because they didn't really talk about it, which is a thing that happened. Been once. Where they turned everyone's weapons into lightsabers. Only
And
when
then-
they, like, wielded it.
And then never did it again.
Yep.
And of
What's
course,
this?
since nobody talks about it, it's clear that nobody noticed.
Oh no, there's still people on various websites who like want it back to this day. I myself being among them.
Okay.
I'm just.
Okay.
It's just funny.
All right. So you got the bottom floor, right?
Alrighty, grass. Now you want me to get the bottom floor?
I figure divide and con. This pedestal's not quite done.
Divide and conquer's bad for a day. Got it.
Stubby gun.
You know, I was actually thinking about the ending of that game just yesterday, actually. And I just suddenly had an epiphany that it's actually even sadder than I remember how it ending.
Hmm?
Because you guys know how Conker's Bad Fur Day ends, right?
I recall him trying to do a super secret agent guy by the for the final segment.
Well, here's how it ends. Basically, during the final confrontation, Conker's girlfriend Barry does get killed, and as Conker is basically fighting the final boss, which is basically a reference to Alien, well, the game literally crashes, and Conker ends up breaking the fourth wall, literally getting the game developers to try and fix the game for him. So he doesn't actually beat the final boss, per se. He just basically decides the game is now over. And they basically, like, use the command prompt to basically just basically kind of fix the game and put Conker in the ending, basically having determined that he has defeated the final boss and everything. And now that the Panther King is dead, Conker apparently is the only guy left around who can basically take over the kingdom, so everybody basically decides to make Conker the king. And Conker realizes too late that in his zeal to basically get everything sort of concluded and wrapped up, he forgot to ask the game developer to bring Barry back to life, and the game developer has long since basically left the scene. So, yeah. The game literally ends with Conker basically lamenting the fact that he's gone on this incredible journey and has gotten so much money and all this incredible power, but he doesn't really want it. All he wants is basically to just go home to Barry, but he can't because she's gone. And the game ends on a really haunting message that you don't really appreciate what you have until it's gone.
Chaos? There's more murals.
Oh god. Alright, let's get this finished. Teamwork! Sort of gotta see SpongeBob in 1.1 of these murals. I'm going into helicopter rain, flying right into that volcano.
It's the tree fort.
And Hansel and Gretel's house, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Let's also not forget, we also did that. Cal here, there's no chance of getting near the volcano's rim. I spotted something weird. I'm going for a closer look.
You can't stop me, Cal. Cal, if I see SpongeBob, nothing will stop me. Nope, here's the Ferris wheel.
Yeah,
and there's
and
the
merry-go-round.
Helter-Skelter.
Yeah. It's
Yep,
the carnival. It's an abandoned mobile drying mill, and it's broken into the magma chamber itself.
Abandoned mobile drying mill.
What's that?
Mining
The drill!
Oh, right. The thing that was going on.
Damn it, Blake. They disturbed
The
the
operation
magma
likely
chamber.
destabilized the whole place. Hang on.
What has the mayor done? He fled. That's what he's done.
Yeah, he vamoosed. Oh, there's more on the sides.
Oh, dang it. How far does this thing go?
What the heck is that? Oh, it's the stunt plane. And let's see what this other side is. Oh,
It's the bathroom.
It's the bathroom. Okay.
All right, let's
I'm
check
now
out the
curious.
other side.
Oh, you already started that?
I know what mine is.
Oh, it's the temple.
No peeking.
I'm not peeking. And this is the pelican, the fishing boat.
How trippy, considering I'm looking at it right now.
I like how they basically have an actual pelican up there too.
Well, he does have a pelican painted on the boat.
Yeah, that's not an addition. That's a accurate detail. Also, by the way, you want to know weirdly enough what that whole thing about Conquer Bad Fur Day reminded me of?
What?
What?
Of all things to rip off the ending of that game, I wouldn't expect She-Hulk to effectively be one of them.
Really? Oh
Yeah, think about it.
Because She-Hulk has that unbelievably just disgusting moment where they basically break the fourth wall in order to make fun of Kevin Feige.
Yep. And pretty much skip everything that it was building up to.
Pretty much.
Because, God forbid, they try to come up with a compelling finale. Not that I think that they could have come up with something like that, but eh.
Wait, what about Conquer and She-Hulk?
The fact that basically the She-Hulk show ends on this really out of left field, really stupid fourth wall breaking moment where it's revealed that Kevin Feige, the guy who is responsible for producing the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe, is actually a robot that basically is just keeping these characters in this ongoing perpetual story. They thought that it was deep when they were writing the idea, but it really just ends up being shallow.
I just thought it was funny because it's another case of breaking the fourth wall to pretty much just skip right to the ending and the character getting effectively most of what they desired. The main difference is that with Conquer it's tragic, but for She-Hulk, well,
of course.
Wonder why that the show totally flopped.
yeah. Either way, I just thought it was a funny little comparison between the two. That both pretty much have the final battle be interrupted. Did through the main character, pretty much breaking the fourth wall in order to get the people behind the thing to solve all the problems in the immediacy. And
Yep.
weirdly enough, I feel like the one with the sad ending is a lot more compelling than the one when the happier ending.
It totally is. Especially because, like, that's how the game actually starts. You start off with basically the cutscene showcasing Conquer on the Panther King's throne, basically surrounded by all these weird creatures, and he starts monologuing saying, "Yep, that's me, Conquer the King. How exactly did I end up here, surrounded by all these weirdos? Well, it's a bit of a long story, and it all started yesterday." And so that's basically what the game has been working up towards, the idea that you know that Conquer is somehow going to end up king, basically in a parody of Conan the Barbarian, but it becomes a rather dark twist on the whole character getting everything that they want, but realizing that they've lost everything that they had.
Yep.
I really do wonder what a sequel to that game would look like. I have a feeling that with the game's sense of cynicism, the sequel would probably start out with the kingdom really in bad shape because Conquer is such a terrible ruler that he's basically bankrupted the entire kingdom.
Wouldn't be too surprised.
Yep.
Out of curiosity, do you guys know what the first game that Conquered first debuted in?
We had this conversation on one of the older streams of PowerWash when we were doing the playground. It's Conker's Pocket Tales.
Yeah, you played that as a kid.
Yep.
Oh. Yeah, I thought it was Diddy Kong Racing. I know he showed up in that one.
Oh yeah, it was Diddy Kong Racing, but that's the first one that he showed up in, but Conker's Pocket Tales is technically the first Conker game. So, I guess that's what I thought that you were getting at.
Yeah. I figured I'd bring it up because I find it kind of funny because Diddy Kong and Conker, comparing the two, could be no more alike in regards to how their whole shtick goes.
Yeah,
Yep.
Diddy Kong is definitely more kid-friendly than Conker.
And the ironic thing is that when Conker first started in that game, he was intended to be just as kid-friendly, but then they basically decided that, you know what, why don't we do something different?
Then Conker got really drunk.
Yep. It's kind of like basically like this one Bible parody that I remember hearing. On the seventh day, God saw that His creation was good, and He rested. On the eighth day, God got drunk. On the ninth day, God had a hangover.
Okay. Jeez. Oh. The whole dang thing was the alcove wall. Alright.
Thank goodness there's no water meter we have to worry about having, otherwise this place would be almost impossible to clean.
I
Yeah,
know, right?
I have a feeling that's part of challenge mode.
Like, I can only imagine what the water bill must basically look like just to do this job.
Yeah.
God, I wish we had the ability to have more than one person, more than two people here.
I know.
Sadly, for story mode, you are limited to just two people. Oh,
Okay. got this alcove done. Ugh. Ay, ay, ay. Let's see. Anyways, Kat, did you, what was your, favorite mainline Mario game and spin-off game? I don't think we ever got that. Oh, you don't? Okay, well, which one did you like a lot when you played? Okay, no worries. Okay. Yeah, what Mario games did you like playing? Since you don't exactly have a favorite. Yeah, it's favorite Mario game. Be a mainline game, spin-off game, or just a game you like playing a lot. Okay, no worries. That's understandable, Gat.
All I'm hearing this is that Gat's favorite game is Mario Party.
Yeah. Yeah, it kicked butt in a lot of that. I still see...
Mario Party, the grand game of betrayal. Of course you laugh when I bring up betrayal.
Hey, if it makes y'all feel better, my siblings backstabbed me so many times.
And
And
I
then-
never backstab you until you backstab me. Then it gets personal.
Yeah. On top of all that, the biggest backstabber is freaking Peach's birthday cake.
Cake.
Even with the newer version, you have bad luck there.
I swear, that cake has it out for me.
Oh yeah, actually, now that I think about it, wasn't that originally your favorite, and that's why we did it?
The betrayal. It was my favorite. Now it's Yoshi's Island.
Also,
The only thing I'm hoping is that they do a game like that again, but includes the Perplexed Express. Oh, thank God the centerpiece is done.
yay.
Personally, what I'm hoping for is that they have it in the equivalent of a Mario Party 2 scenario, where you have to dress up all the Mario characters in costumes. I mean, come on. They can make DLC packs out of that if we have to be financially scummy about it. It's golden. There's a price. Why don't they use it? They didn't even do it for the newer game. I have no idea why.
Okay, that doesn't. I'm just going to do section by section, and of course, frickin' fillers is messing me up.
Woo!
76%!
We're almost there, gang. We're almost at the end. We're almost free.
Let's screw it. I'll just do walls.
Free to become God.
Nintendo.
Okay, even I admit that got me.
Didn't get me. I heard that one coming a mile away.
You enjoy giving me heart attacks, don't ya, Link?
Lady, it gives me life.
Joke's on you. I can get her to freak out just by me just coming back after using the bathroom and saying hello.
Yeah, but that's weak sauce.
You say so, but she has legitimately freaked out for me doing that before. Like,
He's
it's
not
even against me
joking. He's not
it's not
joking.
even me being spooky or anything.
I'm focusing on something, and I'm like really when I get really focused on something, everything just like kind of fades in the background. Then all of a sudden, boom! There's one of you guys giving me a borderline heart attack because I forget I'm in a call.
Yep.
I can only imagine how much worse it'll be. It'll be when I'm actually there.
Yeah, which unfortunately that got delayed until possibly September because of hotels.
Here's to you, hotel and gambling.
Yeah. But I still take it in good stride. Hopefully with cleaning this up and whatever our time-traveling aliens are doing, we'll finally be done with that volcano business.
They're not aliens. They're scientists from some far-off year.
They admitted they're time-traveling aliens.
No, I don't think they said they were aliens. They just
They
said they were
did.
scientists. Did they?
Yes.
They just said that they were time travelers. They basically they're from Earth.
Okay, here, let me check to solve this.
I know they specifically said that this wasn't an alien invasion or whatnot.
Relax. We're time-traveling scientists. Okay, you were right.
I know my lore. Maybe I'm the one that goes back in time and paint these damn murals.
Like, how weird would that be if, in order to basically, like, stop the volcano, the time machine gets destroyed, and then Doc ends up being sent all the way back in time?
Yeah. There are traces of odd luminous ore everywhere. I've never seen anything like it. Hang on, there's something else up here.
It better not be orichalcum.
Look out! An aircraft just shot straight out of the volcano. It's heading your way. Wait, what?
An aircraft? Shouldn't you be checking?
I'll keep an eye out. You keep cleaning.
Okay.
It's gotta be those future men, the saucer men.
Actually, you know what? Change the plan. Switch around, just in case it's like the statue.
You guys are
I
at 80%.
have a feeling we won't see it until we get the 5th star.
But yeah, like, how weird would it be if Doc ended up basically being sent all the way back in time, and he set all these events in motion trying to warn the people in the future that the volcano is going to erupt, and he's the one that basically painted these murals.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit too late on that.
Okay, so that is just one big chunk right there. Okay.
You know what I'm thinking about right now?
Hmm?
You think the statue was potentially pointing this way?
It was. Didn't you pay attention when we started this level?
No. I'll be honest. I've been slowly drifting between the realm of dream and the realm of the universe, and trying to keep my cleaning ethics on point.
Man, sometimes I feel like I'm basically doing the work of keeping you guys' memory for you.
Well, don't blame us. We're just cleaning stuff.
There is no heaven, there is no hell. There's only dirt, and it must be cleansed. Power washers, but metal.
Yep. Too bad we can't have that scaffolding in here.
Be very handy if we could. Not that that stops me. After all, I'm the parkour master out of the two of us.
Yeah.
Not even Ferris wheels can stand in my way. Not even in motion. Especially not in motion. Like, if these mules are accurate, there should be one of those power wash looking people on top of there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, speaking of obscure crossovers, one thing I'm looking forward to is like getting into Fall Guys and getting the Final Fantasy pack.
Fall Guys basically crosses over with everything, don't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
And they announced recently that, of course, they're crossing over with Final Fantasy 14. They're getting in like skins and stuff, while we're going to be getting a new, sometime in the future, a new Gold Saucer minigame, which is Fall Guys themed. And I have a feeling it's going to be one of those permanent things, just like with the Monster Hunter crossover.
Feels so weird to think of the fact that that has actually happened.
Yep. On top of all that, of course, there's the fact that Final Fantasy 14 is going to be on the Xbox.
Wow.
Cat's excited for that.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty, we're 15% of the way through this. Than the last time we brought stuff up, so we're doing a good job.
Yeah, 85%! Woo!
Yep. I think that the outside was basically the hard part. Now you guys are just breezing through this. At least until you guys get to 99% and realize that you left that smallest bit of smudge on the outside.
Link, do me a favor. And don't jinx it.
Oh, I'm not jinxing anything. This isn't a jinx. It's a prediction.
Well, don't predict it either. Last time when there was like a prediction like that, Gatton mentioned mini bosses before Odin when Chaos was doing his Final Fantasy 16 stream the other day.
I mean, I think
Guess what I ran into before Odin?
I mean, I think that should basically be a given.
One, yes. Two, I think that's a lot. But up against goddamn 3. Also, I tried to look at the thing, and there's something I find very curious.
What's that?
There's an item called the Pyramidian Gem that we have not Paradigm Gem. So we haven't touched it all. I'm wondering where the hell that is. What?
Just realizing that you didn't know how to say the word paradigm.
Well,
There's a lot of words I don't know how to say.
Well, it's spelled in a very strange way, so you can't blame him.
There's a lot of words I've only really heard. So...
I mean, it's basically like when I was in, what was it? Was it 10th grade? And I found out that none of the other kids in my class knew what the word diabolical meant. I'm like thinking, what the, how do you not know what diabolical means?
And you just peeked the mic.
Good. Meanwhile, I'm doing an extra scrubbing of the floor because I noticed that there's like little bits here and there.
Yeah, well, I am trying my best with the 3 with this new attachment. It just doesn't help that at a certain point it kind of makes 3 lines. But we should be close. Yep. It doesn't help that there's also this center dip too.
You know, not gonna lie, submerged, this place would actually be a really great pool. I mean, seriously, can't you guys imagine just swimming through this?
Yeah. Okay, let's just do a quick scrub along with the soap. Okay, brace yourself for a big glowy flash.
I am braced.
Are you clenched?
No. Man, they are really making you be thorough with this floor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm convinced it's gonna shine when we actually get every nook and cranny done. Like, holy crap.
I mean, this has got to be some kind of bug. Like, seriously, like, I've literally seen, like, huge friggin' stains on the outside panels literally just instantly becoming clean when you basically got to a certain point. But this? Why is this? Why is this the thing that's holding on?
Ah! What is this? I don't even. Yeah, I know.
I really wish that we could get this kind of intricate detail in Minecraft, though, because I would love to build this.
Also, just finally going back to the stream and see what Gat said. Yeah, what he said beforehand is right on me, on how I feel. When I scare someone on purpose, I feel proud. When I scare her on accident, I feel hurt.
Finally!
Oh, finally, we can now move upwards
To the
onto
ceiling.
the ceiling.
And you guys can't bring the scaffolding in here.
No.
Thankfully, the ceiling is not that far off, so we'll have to be like right below it, but...
You take care of that half, I'll take care of this half.
Can't wait for this temple to get crushed by a giant UFO that flew out of the volcano.
Seriously, he basically said that it's headed our way. Why isn't it here yet?
That message should have been held off till like now, because then I would have believed it, but now it feels a little bit too early.
Yep.
Dang, the kid upstairs has a lot of energy. If you're probably wondering, I'm hearing a little toddler like running around playing upstairs in the apartment.
Okay, good.
above me.
Here I thought you saw like a small child just playing upstairs, making a bigger mess.
Yeah,
Making
no,
your
no,
job
no, no, no,
even
no.
longer than it should be. Curse you, random child of the ancient ruin. Curse you.
That'd basically be Bowser Jr. from Mario Sunshine, wouldn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. I still can't believe it. The son of Bowser managed to frame Mario for several crimes. Crimes like running around, graffiti, defilement, tax evasion, all sorts of things in Isle Delfino, and no one really believes him until the very end that Mario didn't do most of that.
What was that last one?
Graffiti?
Graffiti. That's perfect. I was hoping that you'd do that right.
Yes.
What was that last one?
I think you guys are starting to get a little loopy because of how long we've been taking on this.
No,
Yes.
it's just that basically we're trying to find things to talk about. You guys remember
I'm just-
You guys remember like a few years ago when I did that comic on DA, The Shadow of the Linkzilla, where that basically happens to me? Someone who looks conspicuously just like me starts framing me for a bunch of crimes that I didn't commit.
Yeah.
I was planning to do like a 1 page of the comic that was supposed to be kind of like a gag comic, basically like to pretty much point out that like the characters in these kind of situations are basically borderline colorblind. And I was basically going to be like a whole thing about I need you to tell the difference between this picture and this picture. It was basically going to be like examples like Sonic and Shadow the Hedgehog, like basically like the guy who's accusing me, he's like, they're the same picture. And then basically like a picture of Mario and Shadow Mario, they're the same picture. So basically kind of like implying that, yeah, this guy's basically colorblind.
It is very funny, especially the Sonic and Shadow one. Like, the only way I can see it potentially working is if due to Shadow's colorization being so quick that the media just isn't able to grasp anything other than it is a hedgehog, and so it has to be Sonic because no other hedgehogs are that fast.
That's
Well,
what
so-
I'm thinking. I'm thinking
Yeah.
that
Or
basically
parts-
like with Shadow being as fast as he is, and the world haven't seen anything that can keep up with Sonic on that level, but is actually faster than him, they would immediately kind of assume that it would have to be Sonic.
Let's also not forget that their newspapers are in black and white. Thank God!
Yeah, I know, right? Thank God it's in black and white. God forbid what would happen if we had colors on there.
Yep.
We don't get that till later. And the
Most-
wish would probably be used as ink.
I was born back in the 1950s, back before they invented color.
Okay, weird timing on my part, but at least we don't have to
Got
worry
used to-
about that ceiling anymore.
Yep, now you have to worry about this ceiling.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what do you mean we're done with the ceiling? Do you not notice what the Bubba's woman?
Well, the lower ceiling.
Yay! Only 10% is left.
And Menaces. Yep. You said it, Gat.
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious if they were to add a Jomas Jameson for the Sonic universe.
Yeah.
Oh, even better too. Make it female, because I think the voice broadcaster of news beforehand was a female, so that would be funny. And then name it after the character after that one concept of Sonic having a human girlfriend.
Oh. You know, I've actually been thinking a lot about, like, the Sonic movies lately, thinking about, like, what Sonic 3 is possibly going to be about. Based on how Sonic 2 ended, we know that Shadow is definitely going to show up, but I'm also thinking that
Whoops.
I
Sorry.
think that they might get Amy Rose in on the action as well, so I have a feeling that the trailers are basically going to be about how, even though Sonic has friends in Tails and Knuckles, he basically has his wingmen, as Tom basically puts it. Sonic is actually still incredibly lonely because he wants basically to be with somebody, like how Donut Lord is with Pretzel Lady. And then basically they're going to start showing clips of Amy, and there's totally going to be a zoom in on Sonic's eyes, and he's going to be basically like just immediately infatuated with her.
Them plot twist is gonna be a dramatic departure for Amy, where they turn her into like the second Ultimate Life form, some shit like that.
Maybe. I'm thinking that
That'd be funny.
if
I don't think
Amy-
they'll do it though.
I'm thinking like if Amy does get introduced in the movie, they'll actually try to have there be some kind of love triangle between Sonic, her, and Shadow. So,
Oh gosh, that'd be awkward.
No, I know exactly what they're gonna do. They're gonna have Amy show up in the world. She's gonna be like, "Oh wow, the sky is so dark." We see her perspective first, which has like it indeed is dark, and then we see the outside perspective. It's bright freaking blue.
You're basically doing the whole colorblind thing again.
Yes, have her be colorblind. That way she so that way it's hey, at least it'd be somewhat justifiable. It's just we just run into issues if she's had the same thing with Silver, in which case she assumes every hedgehog is Sonic, regardless of how similar they look. Like Shadow, fair enough. He looks somewhat similar, albeit with more chest hair. But the porcupine, however, is pretty different.
I find it ironic that the one time she actually got it right, she actually thinks she got it wrong. The werehog
Oh yeah,
situation.
the werehog.
Yeah.
Poor Amy.
And she's rather quick, too, to be like, "Oh wait, I got it wrong. Dang it." Granted, that was like right after she did it a whole bunch of other times she got it wrong, but still.
Yeah, but at least she has enough of... She's basically gained self-awareness enough to realize that she has been getting it wrong, but she only
Amy
comes
looks
to this
in the
conclusion
mirror and
on the one
still
time
think
she
it's
got it
Sonic.
right.
Oh God! I don't think she'd be that crazy.
I mean, people online will definitely portray her as being such.
She just sees... No. Looking at herself? No. Looking at the picture of herself when she was younger? Sonic? Because she, back then, looked a lot more like Sonic with, but pink.
Yeah.
Since we basically brought this topic up, who else do you guys think will show up in the third Sonic movie? Because we got Shadow. I'm pretty sure there's a strong chance that Amy might show up. And I think that with Shadow, you basically kind of you gotta expect that Rouge is gonna make an appearance. Shadow and Rouge are almost they're a double act at this point. But who else could possibly show up? Because if they bring in Amy, I don't think that I would mind if they brought in Cream or even Big as well. Bio Lizard. That's funny, Gat. Like, when Chaos mentioned that they were going to make Amy into a second life form, I was so tempted to make a joke saying Amy's going to be the Bio Lizard.
Can you imagine, how much different that would change the finale?
Yeah.
Her programming just, clicks in as the hero gets the final bit, and she just transforms.
Yeah, Bio Lizard. But yeah, I think that basically, there might be a chance that Amy does get in, because if they basically do go with Shadow, and the movie is anything like Sonic Adventure 2, that Amy is sort of the character that helps Shadow kind of come around and realize that basically, what he's doing was wrong, and kind of inspires him to go and help Sonic and Knuckles and fight the Bio Lizard. That'd be kind of awkward.
Yeah. Yeah. The one thing I'm most curious of is what is going to happen in regards to Dr. Eggman. With how he's been portrayed, because I do think he's going to come back. He's been, I don't know, he seemed like he likes how the films have gone, and they've been making money, so I don't think he won't say no to coming back again.
Yeah,
so...
I think that Jim is having way too much fun playing Robotnik that he has to at least give it one more shot, because he's
brought a lot of life to the dude. I mean, now that I think about it, a lot of recent iterations of Eggman in the games reminds me of Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
And before he even took the role, to boot.
I actually find that I think that he's a bit more of that snappy, kind of sarcastic wit kind of guy, rather than, I think, Jim Carrey's outwardly bombastic kind. Don't get me wrong, Eggman can, in fact, be bombastic, but I think that I sort of know him as basically kind of making some, have you guys ever watched Sonic X in its entirety? He makes some really scathing remarks.
Imagine, instead of the Bio Lizard, I thought I had that instead of the Bio Lizard, we just get effectively a prototype Metal Sonic that Keyblade, but with both Sonic's and Shadow's data.
That would be interesting, but
Yes,
Yeah.
so
We
sorry
already-
about that minor interruption. Apparent good news in real life. My sister
What?
got another job.
yay! What's the other job with?
Concentrics. It's a phone.
Yeah, but what?
It's a phone thing. Customer
Excellent.
service.
Yeah.
Will she be able
Yeah.
to work from home?
I think she's going to be working on site. Whoop.
Well, see if she have her find out if she can work from home, because if she can, she should take the opportunity.
Considering that there's like a kid running around upstairs, I think it may be best that she does it on site.
Yeah. Well, anyways,
But yeah,
the whole
but
idea
yeah, you're right
with
with yeah, I know what you're going with. Like, you're gonna go with like Metal Sonic is essentially much like how Shadow would be in regard to how the plot will handle him. So throwing him on top of everything else would be too much, especially if they were to try to make him a character like Shadow inevitably will be.
Yeah, pretty much, because it's like, even though I want Metal Sonic to appear in these movies, and it seemed like only natural that he would be, I feel like at this point, since they're really jumping a whole lot of steps to get us directly to Shadow, it feels like there's now no longer a place for him. Like,
Sonic Heroes.
Eggman immediately tries to build Metal Sonic. It immediately rebels on it. Father, what was I created to do? Kill this blue hedgehog that has fought me many times. Alrighty, give me your wrench. Wait, what? Why? Why? Because I'm going to start by being a better you. I think that would actually be kind of hilarious, especially that with the plot twist at the end. Like they make you think it's another game, then bam, it's actually Sonic Heroes adaptation.
But then they would also have to bring in the Chaotix on it. Now, don't get me wrong, I would absolutely love to see them, but I think on top of Shadow, Rouge, Amy, even Cream, even Big, maybe having those boys come in, that might be a bit much. Because, I mean, at that point, it
They'll
basically
be the
is
comedy
like...
relief.
At that point, it basically kind of makes you think that all of these characters from Sonic's world are just showing up here on Earth.
Yeah, I do know that they are doing a Knuckles movie specifically, if memory serves. But they showed off that cap, so who knows?
They're doing a Knuckles spin-off movie.
Yeah,
Well, who knows? Maybe that'll
And
be
who-
how they introduce the Chaotix.
exactly, because that's how the Chaotix first arrived in the Knuckles Chaotix game.
I just really hope, beyond hope, if they do bring in the Chaotix in on these movies, they've got to do the song. They've got to do the song. Like, it has to be in the movie somehow.
Oh my god! By the way, just looking back the comics, and just bring up all the other stuff. Just Amy looks in the mirror. Sonic! It's she's in the bio-lizard form. Although we had to go. Though if I had to put on my tinfoil hat for interesting things for them to bring up, not necessarily feature, but bring up. Imagine if they throw in some references to the
Hang on, I gotta close my door.
the aliens. You know the ones.
You mean like the what Chaos might end up being?
No, the Black Arms.
Yeah,
Oh,
the Black Arms.
The Black Arms. Yeah.
Featuring Black Doom, the first Wisp. That was evil.
Yeah, the thing about it is, there's a good chance that they might show up in the movie too, now that I think about it. Although,
Cedrian,
personally,
Black Arms. Cedrian was only for the anime, unfortunately. We're talking mainly the video games.
although who knows, they
Cedric.
basically have been pulling inspiration across the entire franchise, so we might get Cosmo, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
It would be interesting.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's
if they
like a
bring in-
bunch of aliens in the Sonic franchise.
I mean,
Imagine if they combine the two of them. Imagine that they combine the two of them, the C3ans and the Black Arms, into like one entity.
So what you're saying is that Shadow is part plant.
Yeah, because you know, Yggdrasil and all that stuff.
But it has got me thinking about what a potential third movie could possibly be.
Sorry to interrupt, but I just had like a whole realization of that, like that means that like if they were to bring in the Black Arm, what they would do is that Shadow, get me the 7 Chaos Emeralds. It would be Shadow, get me all of Sonic's fucking rings. I need a lot of them to transfer the comet. I don't have enough for world domination. I need at least 50 more. Like the equivalent of I've ordered them to rob the bank so you can do World War II.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, you guys are at 99%.
Something really weird about that thought in my brain. But what are the aliens from the Archie comics again? I don't.
There's like a whole bunch of them.
Yeah. Because I want to say they did also expand the Black Arms in one of the Sonic comics. I'm just not sure if it was specifically Archie. I think it's like one where they have like maybe it's just some sort of fan concept that just really done in the comic.
Okay, he said one moment.
All right. Oh God, we're at that dreaded number again.
Yep. But I've been thinking about what possible third movie could be. The issue is, with Shadow basically being teased at the end of it, might not be able to fit in, because what we basically know about the first movie and the second movie is that the second movie revealed some details that reveals that what we thought from the first movie wasn't exactly true. So what if the third movie could convince us that what we thought was true in the second movie wasn't true either? Because in the first movie, the entire setup behind it is that the Echidna tribe was after Sonic because they wanted his power, which is why Longclaw was protecting him. But that's not actually the truth. Longclaw was protecting Sonic because, well, she's a genuinely caring and altruistic character who basically wanted to keep him safe, but she was also basically training him so that he could basically protect the Master Emerald if anything were to happen to her. In the sequel, we find out that the Echidnas weren't after Sonic at all. They were after Longclaw because she was the last member of the Owl tribe and she knew where the Master Emerald was being kept, and that's why Knuckles is after Sonic, because he's the only connection to Longclaw left who might know about it. And
where is that gem?
And according to Knuckles, basically, like, at the end of that battle that day, somehow or whatever, Longclaw's life was taken as well as
Holy crap!
as well. What's happening?
The plane.
Oh!
I found the gem!
Oh. Chaos, get up here.
I'm going. Gotta work quick.
This reminds me of the Mummy Returns with with the diamond on the top of the golden pyramid. It's not worth your life, you idiot! Yes, it is. Yes, it is. How are you guys gonna get on top of it? How are you gonna clean the top?
Fourth power, don't fail me now.
Time to fly, Chaos.
Nah.
It's not working!
Also, was the ground shaking a little bit there?
Yes, it
Yeah,
was!
because the plane.
No,
Okay,
you guys gotta get a ladder. You guys gotta
Got
get the
it!
regular ladder.
Oh!
It worked.
Worked? Now what?
There's the... Oh, jeez!
There's the time
another
machine.
beam.
Another...
I want to-
Oh no, that's the Drake's plane. Oh, Blake's plane, but it looks like they shot it down. The time
Yeah.
machine's gone. Come on, what's gonna happen? Come on. It looks like the magma is flowing. I wonder if we're gonna get the
Harper
beam
and
in this
I.
shot.
Okay.
The
You ever see the
time
plane like you're just going around?
All right, Harper and I hitched a ride. Fishing boat search. Okay, messages. What's gonna?
Oh.
Oh, what just happened?
I think it crashed. Yeah, it crashed.